So by cutting our staff in half, we can literally double our salaries. It's like a game of chess. You keep your eye on your opponent, and just when he doesn't expect it, you fire your secretary. Checkmate! Bam! It's so easy. Don't you see? By firing them, we can take all of their cash. For us. PlayStations for everybody. Bam!
Timmy, you're fired.
Bam! It's just that easy.
Don't bring that character back.
Ace Goodhart.
No, the King of Names.
Hey, you're listening to Ace Goodhart on the Light FM. This is TalkRadar number 87. Hi. What a cool... God, following last week's cast, the epic Tatsunoko versus Capcom. And my vowels are all over the place.
I'd like to buy a consonant pack.
And we got me, Christopher. We got Hank.
Hey.
We got Tyler.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. And a very special guest. First time dying to make this happen. Your requests have been answered. Who do we have?
Who am I, mystery listener?
Yeah. Oh, the mystery listener?
Mystery listeners. They don't know. I don't know them, so they're mysteries.
Oh, they've been asking for you for a long time. They wanted a crossover. And eventually we're going to have to provide them.
Now, is this like a Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter level crossover, or is this more of like a Kingdom Hearts kind of, I don't really give a shit kind of crossover?
This is more, and I don't mean any offense, this is more of a Dissidia Final Fantasy thing. Like, the same company owns all of us. Yeah. There's some chance we'd end up in the same room together.
Or is it like Marcus and Dom from Gears of War appearing in Lost Planet? Kind
yeah,
of
that's right.
Ass.
That's right. Shit, yeah.
Should we say his name?
Shut up. Yeah, what is your name, mister?
I am known around these parts as the one, the only Ryan McCaffrey of Official Xbox Magazine.
Ryan McCaffrey, first appearance of KOXM. What day does that go up? Thursday?
Our podcast goes up on Fridays. Most people grab it on iTunes, where we can be found ranked ahead of you.
Hey.
Ouch.
You've got at
Coming out
least
swinging.
10 episodes, 10 episode head start. We really have a lot of time to write this ship.
Hey, PC Gamer had a head start on us. My army is loyal, and they lift us up to the top of the iTunes.
Well, you know what it is? It's because you're official Microsoft, and you took all of the PC exclusives.
I guess.
Yeah.
You pay for listeners, don't you? In Microsoft points, which we can say, hey, here's 20 Microsoft points. That's got to be like $20, right?
No.
Sure.
Well, now you're in TalkRadar land, where you're following Rivers Cuomo.
Rivers Cuomo. I forgot to get that. Nobody farted during the interview or hit the fart button. There's a very strange noise in the first 4 minutes into that interview, and yes, it sounds like a fart, and I have no idea what it is because we were recording pretty clearly.
Which, by the way, is in last week's episode.
We tend to hold our gas in on KOXM. we don't,
maybe that's
polite
why.
over there.
Who would fart into a microphone? That is juvenile, all right,
I think
guys?
you farted into all these microphones.
Henry Kids, that was the wrong button. Yeah, I got a new chimpanzee sound.
It's a zoo in here.
Yeah.
Don't feed these animals. They're crazy.
Yeah, this is the Games Radar podcast show extravaganza.
What episode is this? How many of these things do you guys do?
This is 87, and that's
87?
not including our Christmas specials, and we have our very special April Fool's show, which is a full show hosted only by Kazooie, a KK Slider of Animal Crossing, and a Sim speaking in Simlish. It is beautiful.
I'd listen to that.
Yeah. People were very upset.
I'll bet your 87th show will be better than my 87th show was. I can pretty much bet money on that.
I should have grabbed audio to compare.
We could have done it.
You're unprepared for this week.
I am unprepared for this week. Because what do we do every week at Games Radar?
Cry.
Nope. That's at the end of the week.
Fetal
On Monday.
position?
On Monday.
We do a top 7.
We do a top 7, Hank. It is amazing. This week, the top 7 was written by whom
It was written by you, sir, and myself.
And yes,
That's convenient.
That's
That
why
is
I
very
really hate it because I can't comb through it like usually go. I read the article and it's fun for me, and I grab audio that I think is related and funny. And I had no sense of humor about going back through this top 7 because I wrote it a while ago.
Well, I think it's better than when we do one that the UK has done and we're just like, why'd they pick this? I don't know. I've
they're
never heard
British.
of this thing.
Yeah,
Hover bother.
Hover. This is the top 7 games that don't need multiplayer. Upcoming games that don't need
Upcoming
multiplayer.
games.
There was
Yeah.
there's so many like asterisks and little crosses next to that headline.
Heavy Rain on this list?
It should have been, but we don't. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the
it
games
doesn't.
it doesn't.
Okay, well, no, this is ones that do have
Oh, okay,
them
so-
and
Do
don't.
have-
So how about Bioshock 2? Was that on this
Oh, wait,
list?
You know what?
let's
You know what?
wait
Hold on.
for the
Rewind
list.
that back. Yeah, all right. Rewind that back. That's number 1.
Ixnay on the Bioshock Bay.
I'm not saying if Bioshock 2 is on here, but it is.
It might help if I actually read your website and your top 7 before appearing on your
I
show.
know. I read your entire magazine before
Cover
I
to
came
cover?
in here.
What was the
Read
bottom
it.
filler on page 63?
There was a joke about The Simpsons. Damn it. That's a really good guess.
I read it every part right.
Excellent.
Number 7 on the top 7 multiplayer. We don't need.
You just want me to guess all these? Maybe
Well,
that's fun.
I should preface this. I should preface this by saying you clearly, if you guys are listening for the second and onward time, you know I like intentionally offending people and making fun of the things you love. But I mean, I love these things too. But this is, I don't know. There was just nothing but anger that came from this. Like a lot of people were.
We were hated for this article.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad our names aren't on. Oh, we've just declared we wrote it.
Yeah, they don't know which one, so they
That's
have to.
C.
Wow, I'm gonna have to bleep that.
There's a cut.
I'm gonna have to bleep that. They're posting my family's addresses on the internet. I cannot.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was just thinking about one of the downsides of internet celebrity is that you don't make enough money to get the security
Nope.
that Britney Spears can.
Right.
So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at least 1 or 2 listeners may shank me in the future.
it'll be very
From
easy.
prison.
If you just look at someone's Twitter and I can easily guess which block of San Francisco this is and where this person. It's not too hard to. I've just
Somebody-
been trying to think like a stalker. I'm not a
Twitter
stalker.
followers saw me on the street one day and just I just saw him on the corner of this and this. I'm like, that's
I've only ever been
Bob the
recognized
Cool, I
at E3.
believe.
That's the only sort of creepy.
yeah. I'm
Where
not
it's like, hey, you're Ryan McCaffrey from OXM.
never been recognized.
This
at E3.
review sucked. I forget what game it was, but I was like, gee, thanks for saying hello, Sarah. Thank you for reading.
But you made an impression.
I did.
You made an impression.
No, there's no such thing as bad press.
Except for this. This got everybody
This
from
is bad
readers,
press.
co-workers, and publishers mad at me. Number 7 was what?
Assassin's Creed 2.x.
2.x.
Yes.
Whatever
They
the
haven't told us what
Whatever
it
the
is.
hell they said, it's an offshoot of 2, and
Yeah, it'll
Darn
take place in
Ezio.
Renaissance Italy.
yeah, you'll be Ezio. But I thought I had a good point here. I'd always praised Assassin's Creed as something that definitely didn't. It seems like a
Now-
very expensive game already.
Could this multiplayer mode be Christina's the girlfriend's name, right? Maybe as it's 5 of you are Ezio and his buddies, and then one person is Christina, and the other 5 are trying to catch Christina to bang her.
Oh, this is amazing! It probably looks like that censored part of the Pirates of the Caribbean, running in circles.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe a bad
I mean,
reference.
No, I got that.
Christina, this woman from the game is clearly, she can be had because he just walks right up
Yeah,
into a
the-
room in the first hour of the game and
And
is
he
like,
presses Y.
Woo! It is,
Press
it is
Y
on.
for intercourse.
I had a really sad when I was playing Assassin's Creed 2. I would occasionally miss those buttons.
I missed
there
one
was-
with Lorenzo.
There is a strange
Leonardo.
amount of
Yeah,
vagina
the Leon-
in Assassin's Creed 2. I mean,
I
you
love
start the game, you're born.
Yes.
so-
And the
There
woman
you go.
says you are obsessed with vagina, and it was
Yeah.
very off.
and then you're just chasing it.
Is it?
Yeah, I missed the one. Yeah,
High
with
vagina quotient in Assassin's Creed 2.
when Leonardo opens up his arms to hug you, I just
Yeah.
missed the button, and then Leonardo just puts his arms out like, oh well, goodbye.
Yeah, I was picking
I
my
felt
nose
so
around
bad. I
Twitter.
felt like such an asshole.
Yeah, what do I do? Is that
you just
does that have
scorned
an
Da
impact?
Vinci.
Yeah, I burned Da Vinci. Is that going to
Well,
have an impact
by
on
the
rest of
way,
game?
if you like vaginas,
It's going to cause a butterfly effect and kill us all.
If you like vaginas in video games,
Oh.
you should play Dante's Inferno because it is full of vaginas.
Really?
I thought it was breasts.
Many doors that are definitely vaginas. They're the opposite of the sphincter
doors. Yes,
yeah,
prey
different from
and,
the Halo 3 sphincter doors.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. That's I don't have much on this. I do.
I'll take doors that are orifices in video games for 600, Alex.
We did do that one.
Answer that.
That's the Family Feud.
I know. I know. What do you want from me?
But I think the point of the Assassin's Creed one is you have a quote from the creative director, Ubisoft
Patrice.
Montreal, saying, "This is why we didn't do this."
Yeah,
and now they're saying, "We're going to make an Assassin's Creed with multiplayer." You said a very good reason why you didn't do that in the first place.
Our corporate overlords are making me. There's a gun pointed at my head right now.
That's kind of where the anger that came out, at least in my entries, is that having multiplayer is important, if only as like a bullet point when you're selling something. Because I've heard little kids like, I won't buy that unless it has multiplayer because it needs this one extra thing in order for me to make it the game I get. The 4 games I get a year, it has to have multiplayer. It has to have an extended option.
Yeah.
And
Two of my favorite games this generation are BioShock 1 and Mirror's Edge. Conveniently, neither has multiplayer.
Exactly.
There's also another one that's my favorite that's going to come later on this list.
All right. Assassin's Creed, and it's kind of unique in that it's not. I wouldn't call it stealth, but you are I call it like you're a kitty cat on a parkour playground of like weird mice. But it's what separates a game, even like Splinter Cell. Like you're not a badass. You're sort of like a myth. You disappear into a city, kill whoever you want, and you just kind of run up a ledge and disappear. Yeah. And the city's aware of your existence, but they can't see you. And I don't know.
As good as Batman Arkham Asylum is, I've been playing. I'm in the middle of Assassin's Creed 2 still, and I keep wishing. Every time that you go up to the perch and press Y, and the camera pans around, I just think this is a cape and a cowl away from a great Batman game.
Yeah, it really is. Quite a lot like Batman.
Yeah, lots of scaling, lots of rooftop golem stances.
You've got a cape and basically a bat cave.
And jumping off of buildings.
Jumping off of things. And this is the only audio I could grab because I'm currently finally getting around to finishing Assassin's Creed 2 after playing it a lot for the preview. But in Assassin's Creed 2...
free trip to Italy.
Shut up. The game's a 10. What can I say?
Make checks payable to Chris.
I'm just saying. Tax time.
If they're bribing me with something Italian, I want a Ferrari.
Yeah, give me a Ferrari, a Bugatti. What was that car called?
Bugatti.
A Bugatti.
Love the Veyron. Yes.
The Assassin's Creed 2 has won my award, belated award for most excruciating noise of 2009.
No, I can't wait.
The halfway point in your timer.
Oh yeah.
Is so I never see it coming. It's always out of nowhere, just so loud. I wish I should have made it louder. All right, number 6. What's number 6?
Number 6 is Dead Rising 2.
Charlie suggested this. Why does the multiplayer suck here?
I kind of wish Charlie were here because I was basically writing on his explanation, but I kind of can see it as, what do we like doing with the zombies, killing them in co-op? Mm-hmm. There's kind of a precedent for that in, 2 games, Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, and, World at War, Zombie Nazi, and Resident Evil. And this instead is a reality show where you kill more zombies than the other guy, and while that is intriguing, it really reeks of, I'll play this for a week and then go back to playing Left 4 Dead 2.
At that point, it's because
this season on Jersey Shore, things get weird when a virus breaks out and mutates the populace into flesh-eating zombies. The situation reacts.
I love the situation. The co-op, that's going to be my Jersey Shore name. I'm the co-op. Hey, get out of here. What are you doing? Co-op. Spoken.
I'm going to be the diffuser.
The diffuser.
Hey, what's the
look,
problem? Hey.
I'm the VIP. I have no defensive skills, but I'm light on my feet, right? You got to watch over me. Sorry.
As long as Dead Rising 2 fixes the bullshit things about Dead Rising 1, I don't really care.
As I feel like
you're not going to bitch about the save system, are you?
It's really dumb. You can't save anywhere, man. And well, no, it's not really the save system. It's the story. And also, I don't have an HD television, so it's a phone call. I cannot read this fucking thing you're saying. Ow, I can't read it. Now I have to open it up again.
That issue as well.
But enough about Dead Rising 1.
Are you not an intern? Don't we pay you now? Can't you afford a TV?
Nah, I
He
buy
has
a lot of comic
pretty
books.
healthy comic book addiction.
I just bought a PS3.
Which you can't see on an HD TV either, I'm just saying.
I'm very anti-digital.
Stupid.
Anyway, forget Dead Rising. The point is, I don't know. I feel like it's really a single-player centric game that they can focus a lot of work on, and the multiplayer is gonna be an afterthought. And
remember we were talking about when we were trying to figure out entries for this article, which was harder than you'd think for things that were sort of guaranteed to have multiplayer. We had almost gone with the Vancouver Olympics, and please, can we replace this? We do not. I don't want this as the first or second thing on the page, but it was because all of the Winter Olympic sports are not aggressive and don't involve any contact with another person,
except for hockey, which isn't in it. But
hockey, which isn't in it. It's a luge. It's a slalom for time. You don't interact with anybody. You don't need to do that online because it's just a leaderboard, which is kind of how the Dead's Right seems to look like.
Yeah.
Chris, you didn't even realize how great a segue you just made because Dead Rising 2 being developed in Vancouver.
Is it really?
By Blue Castle.
Hold on, that deserves a dramatic impact.
This is the useless Xbox knowledge that fills my head on a daily basis.
I wouldn't call it useless.
Yeah.
I let some of it seep out.
I want to get into
enjoyment.
if you stick around, I want to get into your head. I want to find out what games you played before Xbox.
Before?
Yeah.
What, in life?
Yeah.
How long a show you got?
You have not existed in my reality before you were OXM's Ryan McCaffrey. I have no idea.
Before Microsoft said, let there be X, and created everything that you know and love.
Which has no legacy for most of our childhood.
Because it's your job,
Not
it's
for our
all you care
listeners,
about.
though.
It's not the same for
listeners
them.
I love the
But
retro games.
I always
Halo
find
1.
that fascinating. We asked Dan. Dan skipped Nintendo completely. He had a couple Segas. He doesn't have any roots in Nintendo whatsoever. Charlie Barrett didn't play consoles. He played a lot of PC.
Yeah. See, for me, I skipped the PlayStation 1 era.
Really?
I would say all right. Going quickly back in time from now, pre the last two the Xbox forward. So before 2001. I was a PC gamer exclusively all through the 90s, for pretty well most of the 90s. Started as a NES kid in the late 80s, as many of us did.
And you moved onto
the TurboGrafx.
Wow! Oh my God! How did you afford it?
Quite a healthy fondness for that in hindsight, and even at the time, I had a great time with it too.
Oh.
See now, I wouldn't say I was I grew up with a difficult, hard-pressed childhood, but I wasn't super spoiled either. I could have a video game system, but only one at a time. So I never had more than one at a time. So I would have to sell or trade in one system to get to the next. So I went from my Nintendo, traded all that in, which I wish now I hadn't. I wish I still had all that stuff. Nintendo to TurboGrafx 16 to now it starts to get a little hazy because I think then I went Sega Genesis. Then I went Super NES.
That was mine.
And then I think I went back to the Turbo as the Turbo Duo when it was all in one with the CD attachment. Then something went horribly awry, and I got it into my head that I wanted an Atari Jaguar. So I was one of 4 people. But that did at least afford me the experience of playing the phenomenal Aliens vs. Predator.
Alien vs. Predator was the only 2 games for the Jaguar I can.
That was it.
Everything.
It was brilliant at the time. And then after the Jaguar. A friend showed me Doom for PC, and that was it for me. And then I went PC, all literally right up till I got hired here, and that's when I started buying. I bought a PlayStation. I bought all 3 of the last gen consoles, and I've been a console. And now, unfortunately, not much of a PC gamer anymore. Most everything is as good.
There's not a lot of PC exclusives anymore.
In your interview,
I'm going to build a new machine for Diablo 3. That is my personal PC killer app.
Yeah, I kind of
2011,
well.
2011 maybe.
It's not you guys, but one of our other magazines, and if you can narrow this down, has stolen a PC exclusive and has it on their cover. I don't know if the issue's out.
I think it is.
It is? I really want people to narrow it down.
Well,
that means it's not PC Gamer, so it's
although
either
it's on
Nintendo
that cover,
Power.
it's on their cover too.
Oh, it is?
Oh yeah,
Sloppy seconds.
Oh, okay.
Sloppy
both.
seconds.
What's Crisis? The new Crisis?
Crisis 2.
Is it
yeah.
Xbox? No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then who cares?
Yeah, we just didn't put it on our cover.
Ooh, burn! We don't need the Crisis.
We put a little game called Mass Effect 2 on our cover instead.
You need to talk to us about that in a little bit because
Yeah,
we're all really behind.
Let's continue.
Anyway,
Oh, top 7.
that was a
Jesus.
hell of a
Top 7.
tangent.
We've only got 2 of those.
now that you all know a
doing.
little bit more about me,
Well, we want to know, but we
Yeah.
also want to talk about probably the most contested entry in The Office.
number 5 is
Number
this?
5, a little tongue-in-cheek. is Final Fantasy 14.
All right. Look. Right, well, what?
I boo against 14.
Yeah, no one. There was. I should have got
no
that
one wants
audio.
To play 14.
The E3.
That was
were
the
you at
funniest.
E3, the announcement of at the. We probably
No.
Why would you watch this? Yeah, why would you watch this?
Square comes on stage. We're here to introduce an all-new Final Fantasy game exclusive.
But it wasn't Square. It was
Jack Trent.
Jack Trent. He's like, well, you know what? We've got Final Fantasy 13, but I'm going to announce for you right now, Final Fantasy 14.
And the whole audience went.
And then he said, and it is exclusive, which is not. It isn't actually. He was lying then. And then he said, it's an exclusive, and I'm going to show it to you right now. And everybody in the office and in the audience was freaking out for like a minute and a half. And then the sign comes up, Final Fantasy 14. Ding! And then the word online appears underneath the logo. Like you could feel everybody just go, yeah, all right, thanks.
Because this went real well on Xbox with Final Fantasy 11.
The thing was, I looked into that, and it did pretty well
on
PC. When on the 360 when it started. But that's just one of those games. Like I can buy a Halo and be online every couple of minutes. That kind of requires several hours. More of an investment.
Final Fantasy 11 may even still be healthy, but it was very, very healthy for a long time, but mainly on the PC side.
Yeah.
And even though it was on PlayStation 2 as well, right? Wait.
Yes,
PS2, right?
It was. And it came with terrible hardware.
That's right,
it came
that
with
hard drive.
The hard drive.
That you can't use on the slim PS2 systems.
Yeah.
And all those installs and the play online thing, it was sort of a disaster. It was my main point of contention with the Final Fantasy Online in general, if you're going to have it online, have it be an offshoot of an existing universe, because, I mean, that'd be fun. We all want to play in Spira or some shit like that. Don't put it... The main series is really important. Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, those numbers mean something.
Yeah.
And you I thought they... as a person who really got into Final Fantasy, like really at 10, I'm like, man, I can't wait to play more of these next-gen Final Fantasies. 11... Great. Not doing that. And then I got 12 on
12
the
got
eve,
delayed forever.
on the eve of the PlayStation 3 and Wii's launch. Within 2 days of that, so that kind of lost my radar. So I said, most fans of Final Fantasy never played 11, or they discount it as part of the main series. You take that out, Square has given us one Final Fantasy game in a period of 9 years. There was one a year on the NES days, or one every year and a half. 9 years, and you've gotten one single player. What's a Final Fantasy game about?
Chocobos?
It's about a story. It's about playing through a dense story, and an MMO that constantly updates isn't. I don't know. I don't think it's the same thing.
Well, another issue I have with it is, especially if you're going to play it on Xbox, you're paying $50 a month for Live Gold, and then you're going to, or not 50 a month, sorry, 50 a year for Live Gold, and then on top of that, you're expected to pay another $10 to $15 a month for an MMO.
I think it's still it's like $15, $12 to $15 still. Most people drop the prices or go free or something like that, and I just got kind of upset because they announced it before 13 had even come out.
Yeah.
And they announced 13. It had been delayed for fucking years. It took 5 years, almost 5 years from announcement to release date. That's how long it'll take for 13 to come out. So you're going to tell me in almost an 8-month to 14-month period, we're going to get another Final Fantasy game that nobody wanted?
Square's slowly transitioning to the 3D Realms development schedule.
I was so upset, and then just the fact that the analogy I used, and it's like, well, 14 is going to need constant updates and to be constantly maintained. How would you feel if they delayed Super Mario Galaxy 2 so they could adjust the balance on the servers for Mario Party 9? If they had to use any of their resources to do that, I would be upset. Final Fantasy, there we go.
Yeah, I think
I am done.
The topic of MMOs on consoles depresses me. Can we move on to number 4?
Yeah.
Number 4 is Red Dead Redemption.
This is an easy one.
Yeah.
It's a Western. Oh, and we should say that there is no multiplayer confirmed, except that they didn't mention there was going to be multiplayer, and they haven't mentioned any details, but the Rockstar Social Club exists for a reason.
Yeah. If I can play cops and robbers in there, that's kind of cool.
Someone did say Cowboys and Indians, and okay.
Oh wait, is that politically incorrect to say?
Oh,
that?
It'd be cool as if it was
Cowboys and
Native Americans.
Indigis.
It would be like the the Seven Samurai thing that got remade with Yul Brynner.
With Bruce Willis.
No.
Oh, the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah,
sorry.
the Magnificent Seven. It'd be like that, like a team of cowboys.
Yeah.
Or like, it could be totally like the Wild Bunch.
It could be,
like
but I played a couple of other multiplayer online westerns, and
What?
you have a 6-shooter and a rifle that takes a while to load, and after like all these other games with maps that don't consist of fucking tumbleweeds and actual guns you can fire, it's just not a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
I love Western games. Even the worst ones are fantastic to me. But the multiplayer,
Dead Man's Hand.
No, I never played Dead Man's
Don't.
Hand. Gun. I love Gun.
Gun was fun.
Gun is great. I love the Call of
You'll never see
Juarez.
it again because Neversoft is chained to the
Guitar
Guitar Hero franchise.
Yeah.
For the
so
time being.
my argument for Redemption was basically it could
Sure.
be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead is allegedly GTA 4 Wild West, which could
Yeah.
be a great thing. For me, I mean, I had a good time kind of tooling around the free mode in multiplayer GTA 4, but beyond that, didn't really care too much. Sort of the actual structured game types didn't really do much for me. So I could see having fun just tooling around the big wide open Wild West thing.
It was sort of the expression I was trying to get across in the intro. Oh, do you want to go? Side. Oh, what I tried to get across in the intro was that we see a lot of multiplayer, and even as like doing a preview, like most all multiplayer is kind of fun, and when you see it with like great latency and like there's a bunch of people populated and playing correctly, multiplayer. I played the GTA 4 multiplayer a couple months before it came out. I thought it was the most revelatory, fun thing that ever existed, could ever happen, and it came out. Nobody played it, and you just can't tell for multiplayer and anything you could do with that. I don't know. I don't see.
I don't see Rockstar heavily investing in that in future GTAs, or at least they'll put it in there, but I don't think they'll dedicate nearly as much time or money or resources into it.
There's always the constant rumor of a GTA MMO, though. Like they always. Like,
I would not be looking forward to that. I would love for them to prove me wrong, but I would not be excited about
Would
it.
you love it just walking down the street and everybody just crashes cars and everyone else all the
APB
time?
is kind of that game.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and
Another
Crime
MMO allegedly coming to 360 is APB.
Yeah, I like they always announce it for consoles, but then they slowly step back and like, we're just showing PC for right now. We'll talk about.
We
the
told our
console
publisher that it would
later.
take $20 million in 3 more years to get this on console, and they went, maybe not. Maybe just put it out for PC. See how we do.
And also, there's no proof that these ever sell on console. So I'm kind of looking forward to DC Universe Online for the Sony.
Yeah, it seems sort of cool. I just can't imagine that being the result.
Nah, I don't think it will be. No.
From what I played, it played fine.
At this point, I will believe a console MMO actually exists when I see it on a store shelf.
Yeah.
And that's the point it's reached. They all get announced and they never make it. They don't even make it close, really.
Yeah, good old Marvel Universe Online.
But MMO, nobody wants a Final Fantasy MMO. And I think with the latest Final
There are
Fantasy
some
game
people
coming
that
out
do,
soon,
but-
you may not even be able to put RPG in affix that to Final Fantasy anymore. It's just a game, like a game in a beautiful world.
Next.
Anyway, number 3
Oh,
is Dead Space 2.
this is the one that
Yes. I am a huge fan of Dead Space.
love Dead Space.
If I had played it in 2008 and if my vote counted at that time, I would have said Game of the Year for that one.
It was one of the
Forget
most
Fallout 3.
fun experiences I had that year, definitely. Dead Space. But it was short,
And
sweet,
it's-
and multiplayer. No, thank you.
Yeah, it was about if you were alone. That was the big important thing.
Yeah.
That like every time you found anybody, they would get killed. Like
Yeah.
that would spoilers, sorry. But yeah, it'd be though that game gets a little formulaic where like they say, "Oh, all right, we finally got it, Isaac. Now it's time to get out of here." This thing didn't start. Go to this room and flip that switch. Like, but
what makes Dead Space recognizable are darkened corridors, which are no good for multiplayer. Good for over-the-shoulder shooters.
And also, I think Resident Evil 5 taught us that co-op kills horror. Like, you can't have horror with co-op. You can have a good game with co-op, and I liked Resident Evil 5, but you can't have
Left 4 Dead.
scares. Nope.
No?
Well, I mean,
Hunter grabbed you from...
I was just joking.
You've never played. No, the main point is that Dead Space's combat mechanic is based off dismemberment, which is difficult to use without stasis, and therefore
Yeah, wait a minute.
game where you cut off the opponent's limbs in slow motion doesn't serve a purpose over online. Otherwise, it's just a crappy shooter with a gun with very limited ammunition. And I'm not saying who wrote this, but I would like to have Tyler read the joke that I have never seen that many complaints about.
Seriously, if we wanted to engage in losing firefights with missing limbs, we'd join the U.S. military.
Ooh,
and
kaboom!
Hey, look, yeah,
Take that, troops.
I've never seen as many, just kind of complaints on the level of people who had an issue with that. By the way, joke.
BTW. I don't know. I think my response to the complaints was that if you're going to get upset at people having a laugh at the expense of the U.S. military, you better close your eyes and put your fingers in your ears and never do anything, because
we should just move on to the next.
I know
one.
there was many ways. There was never many ways. Because I didn't want to bring up that joke is making a statement because dead soldiers. No, it's God, that sounded, no, it's not nothing like that. But not making that joke
means a terrorist win.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It supports the troops just as much as making the joke. And Tyler made that joke. And,
yeah, I wrote that. Definitely.
And odds are he's supporting the troops just as much as you are anyway.
Well, now wait a minute. He's Canadian, so I don't see.
How did you support the troops?
American
What did you
troops.
send them? A wish? Sorry.
You saying that to
you
the
know what?
audience?
We're going to move on.
Digging that hole a little deeper, guys.
Oh, the TalkRadar chimpanzee means we got to move on.
That's a new one.
The monkeys are restless.
Oh, it's crazy in here. Tyler, what's number 2? This was a shocker.
This is a shocker. Number 2 is Vince Vaughn's Wild West comedy show.
Look, we did not want to put Vancouver on the Olympic Games on the list, and we just thought, what's an awful online multiplayer experience?
Netflix.
Netflix, something. Party mode, 8 friends yelling at a movie with poor latency.
I think Vince Vaughn's Wild West comedy show is the right
Are you saying
movie.
that Mystery Science Theater 3000 is best left to the professionals?
Exactly. They watch those movies 7 times, kids. You can't just go yelling at... Well, and that's why Tyler said the name, and I couldn't stop laughing for about 2 hours straight. I forgot that movie exists. It seems like what would happen if Vince Vaughn had to do community service in a sitcom. You would have to host a Wild West comedy hour, Mr. Mega Actor.
I've learned a lesson about
And
American
then I will
Heartland.
forgive your DUI.
Yes.
But also, that I accidentally started a party in that while I was watching a Mystery Science Theater episode.
Wow.
So it was like a mirror reflecting itself, because I was a dude sitting. My avatar was sitting in theater chairs watching the screen.
You were in the row behind Tom
Yes,
Servo
yeah,
Crow and
yeah.
Mike/Joel.
There was stadium seating in this Mystery Science Theater.
That's what I always wondered about that. How big is the theater they're in there? Like, if you turned on the lights in there and you turned the camera around, like, is it just like a 50-seater?
They're just plywood. Just plywood, Hank.
No, but I'm trying to think.
He's trying to picture it in his mind's eye. It's one row because it's the idea they're being tortured by Dr. Forrester. So it wouldn't be comfortable. It'd be one row.
Yeah,
having
one
to look
row.
up against a giant screen.
It has to be one row, because if they added more seats, that would imply that there's more people are going to be there. And the more people you show a bunch of people the same terrible movie over and over, they'll probably end up worshiping it, the fucking morons.
Well, yeah, but also taking into account, maybe when they built the Satellite of Love, they built a full-size theater thinking there'd be more people.
We call it the
By the
love
way,
bone.
I think Chris and I are the coolest people in the company because we both have our DVD set, our Tom
Yep.
our Tom Servo and Crow figurines on our desks.
All right, well, I don't have them on my desk, but I do have the Tom and Crow ones. I bought them too.
I just saw Mystery Science Live #1.
I also had 2 shirts in high school.
Pretty cool, Hank.
The Tom Servo one
All right,
that said
Hank,
I'm huge.
that's the #1. Hank.
Number one.
BioShock 2.
There we go.
Which was more trouble to write and put up than it was.
Think about
Then
how
it was
much.
worth.
Think about how much money 2K spent on this.
Yes.
There was an actual public announcement that there were 4 studios working on this
Thank
game.
you.
They delayed it. They had Digital Extremes working on this game. They had 2K, insert random country here, working on this game. Marin, 2K Marin was busy with the single
I
player.
think there was Australia.
Australia was in on it, and somebody else was in on it. I don't know, some sort of independent
They just
third party.
kept throwing developers.
Yeah, they
at
just
it.
kept throwing manpower at it, and maybe this multiplayer will turn out to be the greatest thing ever. But did BioShock 1 and its critical acclaim and its incredible sales, more to the point for Take-Two CEOs, did that not say this is fine without multiplayer and this can be a huge franchise for us?
I remember at the time when BioShock was announced and everybody was excited about it, and they announced there'd be no multiplayer, and there was like a tiny bit of what, and then it came out and everybody shut up. Nobody complained about that ever again.
See, I wonder if really it's not so much of a checking the box issue as maybe they're hoping for some legs on the title by multiplayer. If people are still thinking about it, it's still on the radar.
They're not
as
trading it.
I just think
that's part of it too.
It's the last thing they needed to get people who didn't buy the first to buy the second.
Maybe.
Well,
I understand that.
Well, I also think it comes from the game came out in 2007, and the CEOs maybe did see good sales, but then they also saw Call of Duty 4 sales, and they're like, we should have those sales, and if we had multiplayer, we would have.
That was the point we made. Not me.
No, yeah.
Tyler did it.
I wrote all of these.
I'm pretty sure.
I really liked your
heard through the grapevine that 2K was not happy with this #1 entry because it somehow implied that I had played it already, which I have not. Because I didn't need to, because they released an official trailer which bragged about its stupid multiplayer.
Join a band of like-minded citizens and fight as a team. Help your team capture the Little Sister. Earn points by depositing her safely in a Little Sister vent. Capture the most Little Sisters before time runs out.
I'm glad I'm amongst friends who know that I've said over and over the Little Sister was one of my favorite narrative devices, gameplay mechanics ever. The music. This better not be the Harvest. The music alone, that gives. Look, watch this. Goosebumps. Goosebumps right there. All I needed was the fucking music. I love that. You turned her into a basketball.
Yeah.
You turned her into a basketball, and you're bragging about it.
Go pass me the rock. Pass me the 7-year-old.
Yeah, the multiplayer mode sounds like a gang R-ape.
Yeah. Oh, Tyler, you are the living end.
I also liked your point in the article about the we're using the Wicker Man bees to illustrate it.
Yeah. Just the weapons. I don't remember ever considering the weapons that powerful. Ryan's looking at his phone. They're going to prep this up. Threw me off my game. The weapons.
You are easily distracted.
Yeah, I know. The weapons didn't really seem to... Did they seem to you like things you'd want to use in a firefight?
By the end of the game, I just assigned the wrench extra damage perk and just hit people with a wrench almost all the time.
And it's pretty clear from all the previews I've read, and apparently I hadn't really read about this at the time, but it's story-driven. It may take place before the first
BioShock. 10 years
before
everything goes to shit, basically.
Well, it's when it goes to shit, right?
And you'll play as these weird character splicers during the Civil War.
Well, I'll say as someone who hasn't played BioShock 2 that up until I started hearing scuttlebutt that it was a very good game, the multiplayer, the idea that multiplayer existed, completely turned me off to BioShock 2. I was like, this proves it is just a grab for cash and morally bankrupt. Fuck this game. That's what I thought.
Scuttlebutt? Do you pay this guy by the syllable?
Well, I didn't want to say. I've heard from the reviewers at OXM and PTOM. And
we called it in the article. It is because at that point, at the point I wrote it, people had come back and said the single player is fucking awesome. It's really cool.
I want to know no spoilers.
And but the multiplayer, I'm just like, that is the Star Wars Christmas special.
They find Atlantis at the end.
I
spoiled it.
That is the suits having a license and not understanding what made the original special and throwing money at a fading trend, which is multiplayer like reskinning Capture the Flag, Deathmatch. There's nothing new.
You know what? But this one doesn't offend me as much, though, only because no resources were taken away from the single-player game. It's just 2K spending more money because 2K Marin.
It would
be the same single-player game. Yeah, they were on single-player duty. They made the single-player game. It was these other studios they brought in that added on this multiplayer mode. So even if it sucks, the single-player game won't suffer for it. And if the single-player sucks, it won't be because of the multiplayer.
I'm not saying it'll suck.
I'm not saying that either.
I'm not saying it'll suck. And maybe I know. I don't really consider games movies in this sense, but that could have given me more single-player campaign.
Perhaps.
And it could have put more resources into this and that. If there's any complaint about any bugs, well, I'll just say, well, multiplayer, right?
This level was way too short.
Yeah.
That multiplayer took away and made it worse, man.
But whatever.
But the assumption's already there.
Was the top 7. Can you stick around for a second, Ryan, as we go through the new releases? We'll take a tiny break.
A quick break?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, sweet. Ryan's staying. We get back, we are going to talk about some of the new releases. I made a song, Dumb News, Community, and the song I have in the break is Turbo T Doubles Gigaton Punch in honor of Black History Month. His tribute to Balrog. He was very nice to let me use that. His YouTube username is Scramble TV. Look for that. We'll be back in a second.
If I didn't care, would I feel this way?
Hey, what's up? It's Tony Hawk. You were listening to TalkRadar at GamesRadar.com.
I'll be your contact for this assignment. I'm with Interpol. Name's Balrog. It says here you're Cammy White, formerly an agent of MI6 British intelligence. You were specially trained as an anti-terrorist assassin. Some say the deadliest Britain's ever produced. But then you went solo, leaving MI6 for a life as a high-paid assassin for hire.
Ladies and gentlemen, sailing straight on the beat. I go by the name of Balrog. Yeah. Some of y'all heard of me, some of y'all have not heard of me, but I used to play in this video game called Street Fighter back in the 90s. And I never got a chance to speak my voice. So with the help of TDar, let me tell you something. I hit the gym about 6 days a week to hit the punching bag to keep my jab from getting weak. I jump the jump rope to build speed with my feet. See, you gotta be in shape in order to be great. I got my blue shorts with the matching blue vest, white tank top, yo, I keep it so fresh. Can't nobody stop me, cuz they get knocked once they get socked by my boxing gloves. I got too much power to get tired. All these other fighters is cowards with fireballs, but Balrog don't need it. I rock they jaw, they guaranteed to get defeated by this raw southpaw. Understand that a man can't stand a chance against these hands since they knocked out an elephant. So going against me, it's not intelligent, it's real dumb. So they should never ever try to go against my Gigaton Punch. Hey, Gigaton Punch. Okay, Gigaton Punch. Yeah, Gigaton Punch. Hey, Gigaton Punch. Hey, Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Yo, Gigaton. They don't wanna see my Gigaton Punch. Hey, Gigaton Punch. Okay, Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Yeah, Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Look, Gigaton Punch. I was in the gym late Thursday, feeling real thirsty, quenching my thirst as I lean against the ropes. And all of a sudden, the door burst open, and the doorway started filling up with smoke. And 3 men came in and stepped in the light. As I stepped out the ring, I was expecting a fight. One man wore red, but his eyes looked white, and the badge on his uniform said M. Bison. The dude on the side had a scar on his chest, bandages on his feet with a patch on his eye, while the guy on the right had bands round his waist with very long hair and a mask on his face. I was gonna swing till I seen dude's fists look like Wolverines. He said, look, we don't wanna battle you. We here to welcome you to Shadowloo, because we really like your Gigaton Punch. Yeah, Gigaton Punch. Okay, Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Yeah, Gigaton Punch. Hey, they said they really like my Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Yeah, Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Okay, Gigaton Punch. Okay, Gigaton Punch. Okay, Gigaton Punch. Gigaton Punch. Yeah, you know, right now I live in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a prize fighter and all that, but no one would ever pick me. When you pick your characters, no one would ever pick me. I didn't have no fireballs, I ain't have no sonic booms, no Hadoukens and all that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm back. You know what I'm saying? Balrog, baby, I'm back. You already know what it is. T-double and a T-S-S-T.
somewhere waiting for me.
Not recording.
I know. When? You guys missed.
Tell me when you're recording so I can
I don't know
say
if I
I'm
want that
boring.
in public
Yeah,
anyway.
you missed a bunch of unrecordable nonsense. Oh, if only you worked here.
No, my job's in jeopardy enough.
All our jobs are in jeopardy. But no,
I hope
these are-
Microsoft doesn't listen to your podcast.
The thing is, and hey, somebody
Not that
proved
I
me
work
wrong.
for Microsoft.
PR people don't listen to this.
No.
Ever.
No, that's
Ever.
why. Like I say whatever I want on mine too. It's great.
Do you understand like the pull quotes they could have had for like? I'd throw my girlfriend underneath a bus to play more Assassin's Creed 2. Put that on the box. Games Radar. Bam.
Yeah, and the crap. BioShock 3 is going to be a Wii exclusive. You heard it here first.
Nobody listens. Nobody.
That was a
cares.
lie, but if they had heard me say that, they'd be mad about it.
Yeah.
But they'll never listen.
That's why I like these things. They're almost sort of a release. But then you're too busy interviewing influential people on your podcast. Who are you talking to this
We
week?
got Casey Hudson, project director on Mass Effect 2, stopping by. And let me take a quick
ridiculous.
chance to, since you've afforded me the opportunity, next week our 200th episode. Got a few little special guests planned. Some people that friends of the show that we've had on before and are always good guests. So tune into KOXM on iTunes, which is where most of you get it, or we're up on oxmpodcast.podbean.com. Podbean is our host.
I'm assuming we'll
A
be
bean
on it
of pods.
because we are paid off by Microsoft,
Right.
so is frequently accused in the comments every time we review a crappy PlayStation 3 exclusive.
Yeah, Michael lives in a house made of Xboxes.
That's true.
I wonder if we gave Mag a bad review with what
Hey,
kind of hate they would spew at us.
Edge gave it a shit review, so
Yeah.
therefore it's okay for the rest of us.
Why
yes.
did they get to pave the way? And
Anyway, segment
no
2.
words.
Mag is the kind of game that I've never touched Mag, but it's the kind of game that's so brilliant in principle and on paper. But the problem is when you unleash it to the random mouth-breathing assholes on the internet, it just doesn't work. You would need to play with the development team in 100, and then it would be cool. Then it'd be great.
Was my point about the multiplayer. Even when I preview multiplayer, I'm like, I'm genuinely telling you this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then it hits retail, and it's like, this is terrible. Like, none of you are playing correctly. But
And there's
what
like
happened?
there's like a ticking time bomb too. For it may be fun at 1st, and it's just you have to get all the enjoyment out of it that you can when a game first comes out in multiplayer, because inevitably the a-holes are going to find the exploits and break it, and then it's just
and that was
over.
another thing I hope we got across is that Halo and Infinity Ward and Bungie, that works for them because they are watching and will fix that. They will maintain
They can
balance.
spend $1 million. They can
Multiplayer
afford to
is
spend
kind of
millions
the
of
point.
dollars on it.
Yeah. So
It's the point of the game.
It's the point of the game, and a lot of these games, like they'll develop multiplayer and just never go back ever again. It's just the way it is.
I did an article a few months ago, the worst multiplayer experiences that you can have right now, and I just went back and played all these games that just kind of like Stranglehold. How's that going? An hour and a half later, I get into a match, and no one knows how to play, and it just doesn't work at all. I even went back and played.
Did you know?
Shadowrun. I went back and played Shadowrun.
Shadowrun is still online.
There is
Good game. Good game.
And
Not what everybody wanted it to be,
No.
but fundamentally it plays very
But
nicely.
there's a tiny but very dedicated community
believe
that
it.
still plays it.
I thought they were frightening.
And it's like if you get in there and try to play it, like they will tear
Get the
you
fuck
up.
out, noob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got
because they're not
killed.
used to seeing new people. They're like, someone else bought this game.
And there's no
Weird.
admin in there to kick them for doing things like that, so I just got team killed. I got called the F word.
By the way, Microsoft, somewhere there's a dead Microsoft employee, an angel, smiling because the word Shadowrun was mentioned in 2010.
What? Yeah, there you go, longevity.
We're still relevant.
We miss you, FASA.
Didn't they make
FASA
Dark Void?
Studio. Weird,
No.
strangest developer name ever. FASA Studio, singular, not
FASA
studios.
Studio.
I mean, it makes sense,
FASA
really,
Studio.
but it's just everybody else's studio.
Yeah, we only have one studio.
They were
so-
originally they developed like tabletop games. They were just
That's
FASA.
right. Jordan Weissman.
Yeah, I wrote an article on this. That's how I know. It was oddly enough called Top 7 Death Rattle Games.
BattleTech,
The
which of course we know as Mech Warrior,
Mech
in video
Warrior,
game form,
which everybody's screaming for an update for,
which is being made.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
360
I'm
and
excited.
PC.
I love.
They don't have a publisher
Mech
yet,
Warrior.
though, which
is weird.
It just boggles my mind. How could a publisher not take a chance on Mech Warrior? It's not a new IP.
I know. I didn't meet a person my age who had a CD-ROM drive that didn't have Mech Warrior.
Mech Warrior 2?
For the
Hello?
longest time.
I loved that game.
New releases. Who wants to hear about some of those? They are
It's
not
been kind
exciting.
of a dead week. Yeah, this is the dead week between Mass Effect 2 and Bioshock 2.
It was last week ruined it. It was No More Heroes.
Oh, I know of this week. I got it. This
What
week's
is it?
big new release. I remember because I was prepping for my own show tomorrow. Got to get your pre-orders in, people. Blood Bowl is shipping.
Blood Bowl.
Blood
will
Bowl
write
for
that
Xbox
in.
360, and I believe PC as well. I don't know if it's out on PS3.
So they
just
finally
Blood Bowl.
approved it. They finally approved
for
it.
the low, low sum of $49.99.
$49.99.
I honestly thought this was a live arcade game when it was first announced, so take that how you will.
It is a big bowl of blood.
Now, to be fair, I haven't played this game. It may be great, Mutant League style football, but it's sort of just slipping out.
Well, there's a funny thing about that is I've seen reviews for it because I've had to post UK reviews for them on our site.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing in reading them is that most of them complain like, this game is confusing, especially when you take into account you're playing American football. That makes no sense. I was like, it's not really fair to Blood Bowl that you don't understand American football.
Yeah, you and your soccer ball. What do they play over in the UK?
Rugby.
There you go. There you go, rugby.
I watched the film Invictus, and I had by the end of the movie, I had no clue how someone wins at rugby. Like, they just scored points somehow.
Whoever's the drunkest.
It's basically Quidditch.
I say, don't they create little piles of men in the middle of the
Yeah,
field?
they all shove
there's a ball in there.
A lot of heads shoved between legs.
It's Quidditch riddled by gravity.
Yeah, I believe they play tally-ho, tiddlywinks, diddly-go. That was the game of choice.
The Nimbus 2000s were all found to be on performance-enhancing drugs.
Play Hide the Monocle. And
I wonder that in school they get to buy better brooms, but in professional league Quidditch, do they have a standard broom that you're allowed to use?
Do you need another Hank's Corner?
I'm just curious.
All right.
Actually, I was planning on recording.
New releases: Shaun White Snowboarding World Stage Wii. But the game performed
I thought they
very
already
well.
did that.
Yeah, this was.
It's not coming on 360.
Nope. This was a fascinating case because this was a big budget, really, really hyped up for the next gen consoles.
Mm-hmm.
It came out and didn't do so well, but did great on the Wii. So the executives at Ubisoft went, all right, I guess we see where this is going. So wisely, they redirected their funds over to the Wii version, and here we go.
It was so weird. They were treating him like an A game. Like, it was on the Assassin's Creed engine.
Oh. Yep.
Ubisoft Montreal was making it.
It's
like
you and 16 friends on a mountain. You can do whatever you want.
Hang out with
Can I
Carrot
smoke
Top on a
weed
mountain.
with Shaun White on the side of the
Why
mountain?
didn't I have Shaun White clips? I have those clips of him talking. Hey, it's so
Hey man, are you Carrot Top?
We also have, oh my god, what a week, Playmobil Nights.
What?
Wow,
Because
when
Lego
Lego
can do it.
games aren't good enough for you, or you've played every Lego game, get the Playmobil.
What's a Playmobil?
It's remember those Lego-esque characters with the really long appendages?
Like hook hands, the same deal.
They were a little more defined as human beings.
I don't
a little taller.
like. I had parents who loved me, so I had actual Legos.
Right. Hey, do you guys remember Duplo?
I do.
That
was
remember.
like
remember.
Lego for I can't handle Legos.
Yeah, those were like
for people who can swallow Legos.
Well, I never played with Lego. My parents never got me Playmobiles, but like when at after-school daycares and stuff I was at, that's where they had the.
Was I telling you about that? My after-school daycare summer camp, in hindsight, had the coolest fucking toys in the world. They had someone had donated to the YMCA all of the Star Wars figures. So in the sandbox, you could create a trench that looked like the
Death
Valley
Star.
of the Death Star, and like I've never seen that to this day. Like that, we were able to set up across, like, and run through it. Whoosh! Never seen it again to this day. We had it at the YMCA, where it is fun to
Child's
stay.
imagination should be taken great care of. So
Yes.
this is
We dug a new trench every day, figured out new courses. It was amazing. Speaking of amazing games to play with your friends, Imagine Reporter on the DS.
I think that's probably single-player game.
Yeah.
And
Pretend to be an alcoholic.
your version of this week's new releases is so much more entertaining than mine with all these platforms.
I know. And this one here, you're not going to like this one either. Shit, none of these are 360 games. Blood Bowl, if it wasn't for Blood Bowl.
I can think there was an Xbox Live.
There's one
game
other
this week.
Xbox 360 game this week, right?
Please, by all means.
Isn't there? I
Throw
don't
it out.
remember it. I'm asking.
I don't know.
I know. It was on Live. There was Chime.
Chime.
No, there's some other full price 360 game this week, I think.
That I'm not clear.
Yeah. Anyway,
sorry.
But yes, Chime for charity. Great game too.
For charity?
It's for
charity. You guys don't know this.
No.
I'm gonna drop a little knowledge.
Hit us with knowledge.
Okay,
so see if I have a hit button.
There's a.
There it is.
There we go. So a startup publisher called One Big Game has come out, and they are trying to be. I actually took a 2-hour meeting with these guys, and they showed me the game, and it was really one of the most fascinating demo/publisher meetings I've had in a long time. They're really trying to be the first non-profit video game publisher. Everything is going to charity. I don't remember the exact charities off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up in OXM. But there are a couple. It's a couple of children's charities they're worldwide children's charities. So what they do is they're partnering up with a number of known developers. So this first one, Chime, is from
Zoe Mode.
Thank you. Who were responsible for Something Good. Tell me, Hank.
That I don't know.
Guys, can we get the news team to look up Zoe Mode for me real quick?
Get off Twitter, Tyler.
But I also know that Philip Glass is involved in it
yes,
too. What?
And Moby too. But so Chime.
Wow.
So anyway, so One Big Game. They're going to these known developers and saying, hey, we have this initiative. Can you make sort of a small, I don't mean low budget to mean bad, but just, like not a AAA $20 million 4-year game. Like just, an arcade, Xbox Live arcade.
Chime is a puzzler
or downloaded.
of some kind?
Yes, it's kind of, it's sort of almost Tetris meets Luminous. So it's got the musical elements.
You just
but
sold me. Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Ryan.
so
it's only $5.
Let me, this actually is fascinating. So it's, so the first game from these guys is Chime, and all the proceeds are going to these charities. Here's the kicker: it's $5, 400 points. So it's a great game that, in most cases, would probably be a $10 game.
Yeah.
That's the Microsoft economy these days: is $10 or $15 games. This is a $5 game that's for charity, and it's not
It's not
just hey, I'm going to download this for charity even and never touch it. It's like the game's actually good. Give it a shot. Dan Amrich would always remind me before he got his soul was stolen, siphoned from his body by Bobby Kotick. He would always remind me and remind us all every Xbox Live Arcade game trial version. Download it, give it a shot for free. So there's no excuse. Download it, give it a shot, and if you like it, spend the $5 and you'll feel good because it is going to a good cause too. It's a non-profit video gaming.
I'm really happy about seeing that.
That's interesting. So Zoe Mode, apparently, Chime is on their list of games, but they've also worked on, let me see, High School Musical 3.
No, there was something good.
Disney Sing It. You're in the Movies.
He's avoiding the good ones.
Rock Revolution.
No, God, that's not going to sell anyone.
He's avoiding the
Tyler,
good ones.
Come on.
He's building up to something.
They've done, what's this?
There was something good on their resume, I promise you.
iToy Play, Astro Zoo. Woo! That's it. That is it. No, they worked on downloadable song packs for Guitar Hero 5 and World Toured. SingStar Rocks, Crush,
Crush is awesome.
That was it.
Crush is
awesome.
That was the one.
Crush is good. Yeah, but they've worked on a lot of music-based stuff, and I've never heard of them, and I feel like I'm not doing my job.
Yeah. So $5 charity, good puzzle game. If you Luminous or Tetris, if you like either, this is like they got it on behind a middle school, and 9 months later, this is what came out.
I think I will download it tonight.
And they're based in London and San Francisco.
Speaking of $400.5 games,
would you just wait till game deals, Hank?
Motherfucker.
Entire section for
all
this.
right, you're right.
There you
Okay,
go.
all right.
Now that I've hijacked your new release section by getting up on a soapbox, what else?
Well,
you got?
it was nice to have information and
my friend,
knowledge.
My friend works at a website, Games That Give, and it's mostly like solitaire and Minesweeper kind of games, but you can see how much money the revenue is. They broke it down like your page views, how long you spend there, how much it's make for the website, so it accrues while you're playing.
Right.
And once you're done, you get to see how much money you might. And it's minimal. It's in the sense, but if you're going to waste time on the internet with solitaire, why not do it for ad revenue that goes to a good cause? And you can pick your charity.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Anything
Interesting.
else come out this week?
Interesting. Yes. White Knight Chronicles.
Finally? Really?
Yeah.
I remember before the PS3 was announced, seeing some sort of gameplay video of this and being blown away. Like, wow, that game
it was like a TGS.
Why would they release White Knight Chronicles during Black History Month? Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah,
Tyler, that
does sound
really...
That does sound like you're second in command of the KKK.
I have nothing to do with these people.
But it's Black History Month.
It's the Grand Wizard's White Knight. He will protect.
Hank! Oh my God. You were out of line.
Carolyn reviewed that for a magazine. And,
she did, and I'm not saying I talked to her about it, but I was in an AIM conversation with somebody who played it. And what did you think?
Was it worth the wait?
Bland is what I got. Bland.
Yep.
Isn't this level 5?
And
it's not one of their good ones, apparently.
No. And then I got really, and then I got back bland in all caps, which I've just never seen the word bland like Yelp. Like that.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Exactly.
The Yelp.
Mediocre. Subpar.
I guess there's no different than yelling at someone to shut up.
Shut up!
Wait a second.
The biggest release of this week. Oh, if I could find a drum roll, and I can't. Biggest release.
So post-processing.
Thank you, Hank.
Chris.
The biggest release of the week, which is strange because it concerns none of us. Star Trek Online.
Yep.
Which admittedly looks really cool.
See, here's the problem with Star Trek Online. It may never be possible in video game form in our lifetimes because, I mean, this is a sign that I've been in the video game industry for way too damn long at this point. But seriously, if you think about what the ideal Star Trek game would be, it would be 1,000+ people per ship, everybody with their own job. Think of all the number of gameplay systems that would take alone to entertain all of those people. Then you have planets, you have away missions, you have space stations, you have all this stuff to do Star Trek real justice.
I know, but
it would take 10 years and probably $200 million to make that game. So it would just be stuck in a loop. It could never get out of.
Nobody would play it because nobody wants to wash the deck of the Enterprise.
See, I think a lot of Trekkies would. I really do. I think they would really.
He probably remembers a character's name, like, I want to be Wedge, the washer of the deck.
I'm going to be Barkley, who took over the computer on episode number 322 on the Enterprise.
I'd like to be the cook Agamemnon of Method.
But see, that's the thing. It's I think theoretically, on paper, Star Trek is the single greatest. It's the single best potential MMO ever, as far as licensed properties go. Better than Star Wars, better than anything.
I disagree, but I think it's the ideal society, and I'd like to live in that.
Right.
I don't think I'd like to play in that.
I don't know. I'd love to play in that, but it's like you need to have.
I mean, think about how cool it would be to really work your way up.
Oh yeah,
and that day you become captain. Be like, it would be the greatest. It would be this incredible achievement. You would really feel so awesome, and then you've got all these people who respect you because you worked your way up. I mean, again, it's back to the mag example though. You'd have to have people there that cared. That wouldn't just be like,
for a long
fuck
time.
that captain. He's a
noob and an N word and an F word.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he's a insert racial epithet here.
Everyone would have to care, and I feel like you'd have to have cool, crazy, weird storylines to follow.
But see,
and how do you do that? Like, how does Q pop in an MMO and do something?
Instancing, all those away missions, all that stuff. It's possible. It's just so.
I mean, I want
happen.
some douchebag ensign to fuck up the transporter and get me caught in a holodeck with the EM radiation. But like, how do you do that in an MMO? I have no idea.
His ass is on backwards.
Hail President Scroob!
I didn't know. The only thing I could even infer about the game I learned from Giant Bomb.
Yeah,
and their hour-long video, which is awesome. Like just them playing the game. I hope we can do some more of those.
Giant Bomb are big into that game. I listened to their podcast where Jeff Kurtzman was talking about how he somehow talked himself into buying the lifetime subscription that's over $200.
You get like a different.
You get to play as a Borg.
A Borg.
But a Starfleet Borg. You're a Borg that is turned and working for Starfleet. You are not a Borg.
That does not compute.
Well, no, there's 7. There's history for. There's 7 of 9.
Perfect. How many bad Picard and Kirk accents will there be among the player base?
I think there will be 100.
If you log in,
Picards.
is it just going to be like?
I do know thanks to
Engage.
Thanks to Twitter, I know that Jeff Gershman is that guy who registered 4 of 20.
Mr. Scott, pass me the doobie.
Is this Giant Bomb? I watched the video. This is the Giant Bomb video.
Let's see what else is hanging around here.
Warp the sector.
Look at that one.
Yeah, like that. That's what I'm talking about.
The Enterprise.
Oh, buddy.
God damn it.
Oh, man.
Oh.
God damn it.
Are they jerking off right now?
That is the USS TalkRadar.
And I really enjoy that.
Out of the way, Games Radar.
What?
Ooh, that's right.
What? So what is Brad Shoemaker trying to say?
Yeah.
Like Games Radar can just be shoved aside? The Giant Bomb Games Radar feud.
It's back on.
man.
Lingers on.
Well, you know what? I'm going to make fun of Brad Shoemaker now.
Our rivalry.
Oh, come on.
Nobody
I like
listening
Brad
knows that
Shoemaker.
you're a giant fan of his. So.
Yeah, come on. I love Brad Shoemaker.
I like the OXM rivalry with P-Tom because they're right down the hall, and I can just come talk shit straight to their faces.
I know.
You don't have to do it over the internet.
Yeah, the weird thing is like I've talked to the Giant Bomb people several times on our podcast and had fun. I've never met them in person. And I don't know if we know who each other are, but it kind of like will just occur to me in the middle of an event when I'm
Shane and I,
when you're just shit-faced.
not hammered, but too drunk to talk to someone
Well, Shane and
I've never
I,
for this job. I never had contact with someone I'd never met before.
You mean social skills?
Damn it!
Well, Shane and I at WrestleMania, we did get to meet. We met Jeff Gerstmann and Vinny Caravella from there, and they were both very nice and like talking about Sergeant Slaughter and G.I. Joe with us. They were really
I took
cool
a plane
guys.
to Santa Barbara with Jeff Gerstmann. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm just having
to go to
fun
more press
wallowing in
events, I
nobody
guess,
land in the field of game industry. I like to be with myself when I go out to events, just not talk to many people.
You're that guy.
I am not that guy. I had a lot
Straight
of fun.
to the
I have a lot of
bar,
fun.
straight to the hors d'oeuvre table. See you later, Monster Hunters. Who cares?
Oh.
So new releases over then.
New releases are over, except for last week. People were very upset that we didn't talk more about Mass Effect 2.
Sorry.
To be fair,
Nobody wants spoilers, including me.
It was the week it came out, and BioWare wasn't here to talk to us, and Seth Killian from Capcom was.
Convenient how that works out sometimes.
Well, I haven't played it. I love everything about Mass Effect. I played it for the first one for a couple hours, got stuck.
Does it make you Mass Erect?
Oh,
why didn't I think of that? I just started thinking of a poor name. I got
that really should have been
stolen
your
from NeoGaf, that
man.
joke.
Mass
I
Effect.
cannot claim credit for that.
And you played Mass Effect 2.
About 15 hours worth so far.
So
I'm
not enough.
not finished.
So well, yeah, but what do you think so far?
I mean, I love it. I'm kind of, my one complaint is story related, so I don't want to get into any spoilers for people. So, but I will say that the first one, the story really went to another level towards the end. So I'm hoping that's going to happen again. But I'm a little, I don't know if disinterested is the right word, but I'm not hooked by the story, but the gameplay itself, outstanding.
What if?
I love interrupting cutscenes because I imported my Mass Effect 1 character, of course, who was
a dick,
just massive, just like 7-foot cock. I mean, just big dick.
I think I have a clip of him talking to Quarian.
Shut up.
Oh, Shepard.
So, I have to maintain this assholiness as I now, his personality is not going to magically change. So I just wait for those little renegade prompts to come up during the cutscenes I will say I guess this is a small spoiler, but I won't say when or where. I interrupted a cutscene. There was a guy who wouldn't tell me what I wanted to know, and I shoved him off of a building. It was great! It was great! It was one of 2010's finest gaming moments, even though 2010's only a month old.
I've also heard it's actually really funny. Like, they have a lot of...
There's some good stuff, yeah. There's some
I don't even want to give
quality.
away the things I've heard that are in it that sound really funny, but I also have heard that the final, by the very end of the game, people like it, but I've heard the final boss battle or whatever is kind of disappointing. That's what I've heard.
But I saw a lot of that, and I thought some of it may have been because the first Mass Effect, you weren't as focused on the story because the universe they were establishing was awesome.
Right.
Like, I loved listening to that guy just tell me about the history of an entire race of things, people.
The Normandy is a ship built in
is-
2327,
Yeah,
which
look-
can house 37 hookers at one
The
stripper
Quarian
mall.
race are hacky sack dominant. I'm totally doing the guy from the Goofy cartoons.
Yeah.
How to ski.
Shepard's personal blow stash is located on deck 4.
His space coke is.
Well, I'll tell you a small issue I have with Mass Effect.
Do it, Hank.
Is that once again you can't be gay as Shepard, a male Shepard. Like, you can be a lesbian, but you can't be gay.
That
That's
is
just kind of
strange.
It's a strange choice
That
because
is
like
strange.
if they just had no gay choices,
Can you be
then
gay
that's fine.
in Dragon Age? Can you
yeah.
play a legitimately gay character in Dragon Age?
You can get gay with an elf dude, but that's I think the only.
You got to
dude
find
can
the
get gay
magic
with.
flute. I believe I have a clip of that.
Yes.
There he is. That's a gay flute.
Yeah. Though you can't. And it just seems odd that they like. It's
that's like prejudice within. That's like so many layers of weird out there that you could. So lesbianism is okay, but
because then you can watch two hot ladies kiss each other.
I was
not
offended.
Yucko, two boys.
I think even your average gay guy would say, "Not interested in women, but I could fuck an alien." It just you have so many. You have so many options. I couldn't believe gay would exist in a society where you could have sex with aliens.
But I mean, there's attractive human males in that world that a human male shepherd would want to be with too. Not just like I agree that like a gay dude, the way the Asaris are, if you were gay in that universe, you'd still want to be with an Asari because they're just sexy to anybody.
Dude, seriously.
So, yeah.
Have
that I
going
understand, but you would still also be attracted to human males, and like you should be able to play a shepherd like that if you want. Like that's the whole thing BioWare would say they put in the lesbian choice to be like, you should play however you want. It is a role-playing game, right?
They had the excuse to get it up with Star Wars, but I mean, here there's kind of no excuse with a guy who's clearly.
Where is Fox News for this segment when you need them? They were around last time.
They've been really friendly to the gays so far.
In a few months, some intern will show them a clip of like it's two women kissing in the game. They're like,
"This would be good for the air, Mr. Beck."
Yeah, but cut away from his Obama speech to show Mass Effect 2 footage.
Enough of this socialism. Did you know that they're teaching you're teaching your kids how to have gay sex?
And role play the gay way in Mass Effect.
I hope that settles it.
We should talk about Mass Effect now.
We talked about Mass Effect. But if you are lucky enough to follow me on Twitter, last week I went searching.
What, is there a limit? You have to do you auction off the slots?
I just don't. I think it's a secret people are holding off until like a good day because that's why I don't have that many followers.
You tell yourself that every morning.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I mean, I went on a quest to find the worst YouTube tribute video.
Oh yeah.
What did I find? I found a lot. It seemed to be several songs over and over. A lot of Naruto. The songs I found in common. Creed 1. Yes, beautiful, I know. Nickelback Hero, amazing song. It's about a hero. He will probably save us.
And if you're going
worst songwriter in modern music today, Chad Kroeger.
Chad Kroeger is. You're right. He is amazing. I'm here. I want to hear.
They're straight. It's like he wrote all of his material in the 8th grade. He's just now getting around to recording it. That's what every Nickelback song sounds like.
You slammed the locker in my face.
We were in the car sliding up and down on each other, and dry humping and shit.
Looking for all this stuff, I found in that it was like "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" and "Evanescence Bring Me to Life." Like the most 4 common songs, tribute videos, always, and Linkin Park in the end. I am starting to develop an ironic fascination with these old songs I used to hate. You saw me, like I put on, there was a September 11th tribute with Creed 1, and I was in tears. I could not stop. Yeah. And like, that's, my God, you shouldn't have won a talent show. And you won Grammys and
millions of dollars,
platinum albums, and like
hot
by the
cold
way,
running pussy.
We've had all these end of the decade awards. Shouldn't biggest fuck up of the most successful career go to Scott Stapp and Creed? I mean, they pissed away everything for what he just left the band or had some sort of
he's just a dick.
Jesus complex.
The band.
They got rid of him.
They say they're from Orlando. Creed comes from my hometown.
Orlando?
No. They all went to college in Tallahassee.
Oh.
And they formed there and they played there. And Tallahassee made them big. Unfortunately, I'm not bragging, but we had every Friday night was fucking Creed, man. Creed's playing again. They're getting huge. You hear about them? Creed. And so billions of people I know have not. A lot of people I know have worked in a restaurant with Scott Stapp and. Total asshole stealing from the tip jar kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So karma.
Yeah.
Bouncing back around. What? What's funny is they're back together now and no one gives a shit.
No one cares. No one cares. I decided.
I'd like to say that music has moved on to better things, but it's Lady Gaga.
It's just slightly. It's different.
I think I'm sort of into. I don't like any pop music. I'm into the GOG.
I don't just like the GOG.
I can
GOG's
dig the GOG.
alright.
I can do the Poker Face. I can't stop. I can't stop singing
I only
that.
like Eric Cartman singing Poker
Yeah,
Face.
I feel like I never heard Poker
Where's
Face
that
until
clip,
I heard.
guys?
We'll come into the third segment with it because it had Band Hero in it.
Did you see that clip of Rush Limbaugh dancing to Poker Face?
I did not.
It's good.
Yeah, I'm building to something.
All right, sorry.
Look, there's not
tributes.
It was glorious. The bad tributes to Nickelback. I only worry because I got in to like Journey and Iron Maiden because I couldn't believe a sound like this existed, and I kept listening, and then I just got fascinated. I'm really worried about some like renaissance in my mind of Nickelback and Creed. But we had a romance guide for Mass Effect 2 up, and it did really well. So I thought, why not make a little tribute?
Does it involve pants on the ground?
It doesn't.
Thank God.
A Mass Effect tribute, a tribute to Mass Effect romances.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't expecting you, Jack.
I was thinking about you, and maybe you're right. That I need...
It's all right. No more questions.
You know, she is heavily tattooed. This would work.
The council can kiss my ass.
So come and get it!
Yeah! Yeah!
Oh, that's good.
You know, it's funny. You think you're making a joke there, but if you've played the game, Jack, the character in Mass Effect 2, she's the kind of chick I think that would want to get it on to that song.
It's all about the he said she.
But apparently, as I read in our romance guide, you can't turn her bi. She won't go that way. She doesn't go that way.
Maybe pump enough drinks into her.
That Mass Effect. You want to go into a little bit of news, Ryan, or can you stick around for news? Or you got to go.
I got till my phone rings, my friend.
Okay. News, quick as hell. I love this. You see, Bungie's site did Halo Reach MythBusters.
I did not. I heard of it. Heard about it. Did not see it.
And they pretty much confirmed that Natal is not involved in any way.
See, I don't necessarily buy this.
What?
Because
Bungie said it.
Bungie said it, but they like to keep their little secrets. Because first of all, if that's a feature, it's going to be Microsoft's going to pin. They're going to lead Natal marketing with Halo, so they're not going to let that cat out of the bag today or tomorrow or anytime soon.
I thought the crosshair that wasn't in the middle of the screen.
What do you think they'll say? You think if there isn't now, they'll say later when it is added, like, well, it wasn't in it then when we said it wasn't.
It's easy enough to say that, but Bungie has the dev kits for it. Bungie is at the very least being asked to implement things. Whether it happens or not, see, now they're independent. They can say no, but Microsoft might say write a bigger check if they put some anything Natal, because if Reach has the slightest bit of Natal anything, it instantly becomes the killer app for Natal, which is exactly what Microsoft wants and needs.
And speaking of that, like Zelda Wii will be a Wii Motion Plus exclusive.
I think we
basically guessed that. Like,
I had no idea they hadn't done that thus far for any of their titles. Not that any of them were big enough to merit that
they very heavily indicated that the Sword is going to be central to this one, and it's so. It only makes sense that sword play with Wii Motion Plus is going to be a big part of it. Like,
did LucasArts ever make a lightsaber game?
They had Wii Clone Wars.
They had some Clone Wars bullshit that did have that, and they're still saying the Zelda will come out this year as well, right?
I thought that was, I don't know. He's just like, I thought Reggie Fils-Aimé was just like, look, it'll come out when it comes out. Just there's a new Zelda game being worked on. It'll be out in a year or so.
Do you also have all the other Nintendo announcements in the last week?
I forgot. What are they?
All right, kaboom. First, there was a game called Monado that we mentioned back at E3 that's now called Xenoblade because it's made by the guys who made Xenosaga and Xenogears.
That's like the ultimate 90s action game name.
And then also there's The Last Story by Mistwalker, which has been pointed out to me by several people is a synonym for Final Fantasy. Last Story.
Hey, I'm just happy to hear that those guys are still in business because Microsoft spent a lot of money with them doing
to do nothing that was successful.
And they were decent games. They just didn't move. They did not sell. So I'm glad to hear that those guys are still around and still doing some work.
Yeah, and then the biggest announcement was they finally let out a small, tiny bit more about Metroid Other M for the first time. They've let out the E3 website. I guess
they showed gameplay.
They had a Japanese website up for it, and they said they gave the Japanese release date of August 2010. So
Is it strange for you, Ryan, talking about Metroid?
You know, it's kind of refreshing because I know this is going to be almost sacrilege, especially because I love first-person shooters. I mean, I have to. I work on an Xbox console. But, you know, I tried Metroid Prime 1, and it just, for some reason, it didn't hook me. I don't know what it was. I played about the first hour, and it just couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't get into it. But I'm really looking forward to the Team Ninja.
Yeah.
I
As
think
an
it could be
Xbox,
fascinating.
as an paid Xbox fanboy, you must love Team Ninja. So
I do. I mean,
yeah. No, they're good.
I think thinking back then to a next generation Metroid, that's probably what we all expected to begin with, not an FPS.
Yeah, it was very strange. They took us down that road for like 10 years, but it worked.
Good to see what our expectations are.
So yeah, Nintendo announced some stuff in the last week.
Nintendo announced some stuff. Somebody, a website of a language I couldn't read, dug into Mass Effect's code and found listings for PC _ blah 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 blah, Xbox blah 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 blah, and PS3 blah 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 blah. I'm sure there's some existing contract with Microsoft to keep Mass Effect exclusive,
Now,
but EA can't like that.
I saw this on the most cynical gaming forum on the internet, NeoGAF. But
NeoGAF,
also, I will
love
say,
us.
a great source for news.
I know, isn't that weird?
I read it. I mean, you know, the shit gets old sometimes, but news is there instantaneously.
I know, they infuriate me and fascinate me.
That's the thing. It's there
every second.
But anyway, I saw that very thing on there, and someone else mentioned that I guess that was discovered in BioShock as well, and so that eventually came to PS3.
I just can't imagine what that would be.
But it could also be Unreal. Someone else pointed out it could just be Unreal Engine legacy code because Unreal, UE3, it's built off of UE3. So, I think the most likely scenario is Microsoft's probably got the exclusive for the trilogy. As soon as that third game comes out, they'll announce Mass Effect Trilogy on Blu-ray for PS3. I mean, why wouldn't they? Right?
Because what else happened this week, announcement-wise? Grand Theft Auto 4, Stories of Liberty City were announced for PS3.
1 year to the day that Lost in the Damned came out.
Is it really?
Pretty close to it.
I highly recommend those to PC or PS3 folks. They are both. The stories on both are they're smaller and they're tighter, but they're better. They're just better, tighter narratives and more entertaining than the sort of more sprawling 40-hour GTA 4
If I
game.
hadn't dicked around trying to knock 50 people off a bike for an achievement, Lost in the Damned,
69
it would have been brisk, beautiful, and like the perfect game to play, like a 6-7 hour game.
This is weird. It's bringing me back to a conversation I had with my hairstylist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she loved Gay Tony. Didn't really like Lost in the Damned. Just thought you guys.
Gay Tony's a lot more over the top.
That my 40-something British hairstylist. She's into the GTAs. And talks to me about video games far too much. I go there to have her massage my shoulders and get me coffee, not to talk about work.
That's why this podcast is 4 hours long.
Do your job. Do your job,
are good times in Gay Tony.
Oh, and the last thing I have is Final Fantasy 13 on 360. How many DVDs, Ryan, is it going on?
What did Fran tell me? Fran's reviewing it for us. I believe it's 3?
Ryan, it is 3. It is 3.
You got that right. I know Fran's about 60 hours in and has not yet finished the game. I can tell you that much. Yeah.
I think it took Carolyn a long time to finish it herself, but yeah. But then again, she didn't have to waste a bunch of time trading out discs.
But they also said BioShock 2 as a 5 gigabyte install time.
Well, that's on the PS3. Right?
I know, but there's your fucking trade-off.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, because as Bayonetta proved to us, just because something's on a Blu-ray doesn't mean it gets information faster.
Right, Blu-ray is actually slower, isn't it?
The access speed.
The access speed is much slower, so that's why you really need to install things.
Yeah. Do not buy Bayonetta on the PS3.
5 gigabytes. If you bought one with a 20 gigabyte, that's...
Oh, what, a 3?
4 BioShocks.
If you've got a 20 gig PS3, you've got a collector's item. Those things did not last long.
Actually, the ones with the hardware emulation. So they're actually kind of worth money.
Sell it. When are you going to play PS2 again?
PS1? Until they make a Jet Moto, Hank, I have nowhere else to go. I have to go to...
Well, no, any PlayStation 3 can play PlayStation 1 games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because that PlayStation 2 games,
okay. Because that technology
Fine, you caught me, Hank. Jesus Christ.
I had to be the Micro
You're going to be Micro Paras now?
So, yeah. You said something slightly wrong, Chris. Let me correct you.
Journalism in a drunken podcast. They go very well together. All right, we are going to go to break.
Oh, wait. I want to talk
Go
about
ahead,
the THQ.
Do you really?
Come on. All right. Well, just the big info. They said that there will be sequels to Saints Row and Red Faction, Guerrilla, and Darksiders soon, or in the next year and a half.
Really? They're making more Saints Row?
Saints Row.
Brought to you by the success of UFC Undisputed 2009.
Yes. But Saints Row wasn't surprising, but I enjoyed Guerrilla, Red Faction Guerrilla, but it didn't sell that well, or I thought it didn't at first.
I thought it did okay.
Yeah, I guess it did okay, but the sign to me that it did badly was the price got slashed so fast.
Yeah, but larger companies do that a lot more.
See, they played it smart though. Saints Row 1, they just got out before GTA 4, and they were the first next gen sandbox game. Saints Row 2, they were smart. Because they fully embraced the absurdity, just the over the top shit.
Try and top San Andreas and absurdity.
They wisely, where GTA 4 took a left turn towards the more dramatic approach, they took a hard right just into Crazy Town. And it worked out well. The game's a lot of fun. Co-oping all the way through Saints Row 2, hell of a good time.
Did you co-op all the way through?
Not all the way through. I'm working on it. I've got a buddy of mine that we started and we never ended up finishing.
I know, that's how my friends are.
But yeah, so I will. That makes me very excited for what they'll do with Saints Row 3.
Are you happy you got your THQ information out there?
Well, they're paying me off by sending me to UFC.
I was going to say, otherwise these are pretty ho-hum titles.
What? No. You admitted Red Faction was good.
I love Red Faction.
I finished Darksiders. It's a good game. I want to see a sequel where they fix the bad shit in it. It's the best Zelda I've played in the last 2 years because I didn't play any others. I didn't play any since Twilight Princess. So.
You haven't played Spirit Tracks?
Nope.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Hank's got everything off his chest, right? Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. We're going to head into break with the community segment. Will Ryan be here or not? It's going to be a surprise to all of us.
If I'm not, tune into KOXM. On a
Same
weekly
day.
basis.
3 days after TalkRadar premieres, so we can go up on iTunes. It's a war, my friend.
Oh, it's on.
It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit, let shit slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
All right, this is the final round of the Games Radar Spelling Bee. Darth Vader, your word is TalkRadar.
As you wish.
Brett Elston, use it in a sentence.
I swear to God, I've never laughed so hard as I did when listening to TalkRadar 15.
TALC.
Sorry.
Go to GamesRadar.com.
I'm fine with the guy pitching ideas, but it's not called the Luigi Brothers.
He's right. Welcome to Chico's. I'll be your... Whoa! Hey guys, hey! What's up? Oh, hey!
Sonic, I know! How are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in ages.
But we're in Smash Brothers together. I mean, I guess you must have forgot because I was a secret character at the end of the game. Anywho, what are you dudes up to?
Oh man, Nintendo's working me like a dog. Sports titles, platformers, a new Mario Party.
Good, gotta keep busy.
Sometimes it feels like I'm carrying the whole system. But you know how it is.
Yeah. I mean, well, Sega's not really making consoles anymore. But...
Really? But I knew a guy who had the Dreamcast.
No, it's fine. It really helps me focus on my games. Lots of games.
Right. That's cool. That's very cool. Anything I might have heard of?
Well, you must have seen Sonic Rush. Sonic and the Black Knight.
Keep trying.
Sonic Unleashed. And now I'm a werewolf.
Sorry. When was Sonic 3? I loved Sonic 3.
1994.
Ah, gotcha.
Well, times are tough for stars like us, man, If you don't play a fake guitar or bang prostitutes, kids just don't want to pay attention,
Yeah, I hadn't really noticed.
Yeah. So tell me about this new Mario Party, man. When am I invited to the party or what?
Yeah. We're trying to keep that one a little bit in the family, you know? I already had to say no to Shy Guy, and he's a Mushroom of Kingdom, so...
No, don't worry. I get it. It totally makes sense. It totally makes sense.
So... do we order now?
Oh, yeah! I'm sorry. That's my job. So we have some special today. The cheap succotash is a special.
The cheap, huh?
I can't do this. It was great to see you, though.
Watch the video at collegehumor.com.
Show him what I've got. Can't read man, no he can't read my poker face. She's got to love nobody. Can't read man, no he can't read my poker face. She's got to love nobody. Pop, 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 poker face, pop, pop, poker face. Ma, pop, 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 poker face, pop, pop, poker face. Ma.
Oh man! Oh, in honor of in memoriam to Ryan McCaffrey, here's Cartman's poker face, bringing us in, plugging Band Hero. I believe that episode did Whale Whores. I think it's called.
Yeah. This segment 3 guys, 3 segment.
3 guys. No Ryan McCaffrey.
3's a magic
He's
number.
Gone. Stop listening.
Is this the first in Talk Radar history of 3-man?
Absolutely not, Hank.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Sorry.
Absolutely not. It's been done a couple of times. Never without a Brett or a Michael, though.
Yeah, this is weird.
All right, you guys have a lot on your shoulders right now.
Have we explained how Brett and Michael died?
All right. What I'm going to need you to do, I need you, Hank, can you get a laptop and continue to work? Tyler, I need you to hate everything. Okay.
I just have to post. I got to post this tomorrow.
Let's do it.
No, wait. I got to post this tomorrow.
I
think this game is really good.
We have done it. We have done it.
Well, hey, let me tell you, about posting things tomorrow. Zelda. That was being Brett. Did you get it?
As a guy with 3 Zelda tattoos, I can say
unequivocally.
that you're wrong.
Basically, we're kind of assuming if you've listened this far into the podcast.
Well, it's the community segment where we reward individual users for triumphant contributions.
Oh, wait, can I try my joke about how they died together?
Sure.
They died during an operation to make themselves conjoined twins and calling themselves Brett Michaels.
Oh,
that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
No, but seriously.
I don't know what I'm going into. Game deals. Game deals have a little.
Go.
Before I.
No, play it. I love it.
All right. We'll do game deals.
Yes.
Was too excited.
There it is.
All right. Hold on. Let me cue fucking Hank, who can't wait to get this information off his chest. Your game deal.
My game deal of the week. Well, we mentioned Chime, which is $5 and apparently really worth it. But something also very worth it that's $5 only this week is Splosion Man, which was the second best game of the Summer of Arcade. It got overshadowed. No pun intended.
Overshadowed Complex.
I didn't mean it. Anyway, I got overshadowed by Shadow Complex. But it's if you like old school platforming and also really funny. It's actually a very funny game. Has some great songs in it. Like it's a great game, and it's totally worth $5. Like it was a great price at $10, but $5 you must get it.
That game I bought full price and played for a while, and then realized I'm not a kid anymore. I got to the first boss and I couldn't beat it on the first 2 tries, and I was like, it makes me start over from the beginning. And I lose. I don't like this.
I did beat it, but it was like. It has some parts that are just like, wow, this is fucking bullshit.
For $5, Jesus Christ!
But yeah, it's a really fun game. But you have to accept that it's a side-scrolling platformer, it's going to be hard. Just, you know.
Also, it's one of the few games with Avatar Awards, which means you get a free T-shirt. That's something else I really like about games.
A bunch of other games are doing that now.
Well, whatever.
It was one of the first. I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, whatever. My points are validated. Let's go on.
Well, I was just going to say that the guys who made that game and also made the Maw, they're really cool about giving away, like, when you beat a certain number of levels in the Maw or in Splosion Man, they unlock gamer pictures, they unlock premium themes, stuff that evil, companies out to chisel you out of any nickel would charge you money for.
And just because it's called a premium theme doesn't make it premium.
Well, yes,
and you're awarding them credit for giving away JPEGs.
They should. Well, yes, I'm giving them credit for doing what everyone should
be doing.
Those gamer
already.
picks should not be $2 for five images of Street Fighter characters.
Only because I'm forbidden to upload my own images.
Very quickly on this topic, it's off topic, but about awarding people JPEGs. There's a website called Gaia Online. I don't know if you've heard of it. It was one of the first. It's massive, full of kids. One of the first forums that allowed you to kind of create avatars. Like, not just post an avatar image, you create this anime-esque character with clothing that you can buy with gold, and it actually has mini RPG elements.
Let me start. I'm going to stop the game deal segment, and we're going to start it up again. As soon as
I say, save a little money for a rainy day.
Anyway. Do you want me to restart it?
No, keep going. It was a joke.
Okay. So I followed one of the artists who created the site in the beginning, and I registered in like 2006, maybe right when it formed, and kind of was on those forums for a while. I was in high school. No, I wasn't in high school in 2006. I must have registered in like 2002 then. Actually, I don't remember when it was formed, but yeah, I fucked around with it and kind of left it. I forgot about it, and I went back, and it's become a massive website, and I log into my account, and there's all these messages of people offering me actual money for my avatar, which has, quote, rare items from the launch of the site, and all this shit, and it's like, I just want to buy your account because it was registered so long ago, and I'm like, this has become a phenomenon that I had no idea about, and my account's apparently worth a ton of money. Like, people want to buy it from me.
Gaia.com.
GaiaOnline.com, I think, is it. Look for Zeno, Z-E-N-O. That's my account that
That's
I
a
made
pretty good name.
when I was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, I registered right when it started.
All right. I'm going
Resuming
stupid story.
Resuming game deals. Resuming
We're
game
going to
deals.
hear this song 4 times.
Resuming game deals. Amazon. Oh my God! Amazon Dark Void is $42 on PS3 and 360.
What a successful game!
I'd say wait for it to go lower. But the big deal to me was GameFly is having a pretty big used under $15 sale.
Really?
Yeah. The only thing I could even that caught my eye for PS3 and as well as 360 was Pro Evolution Soccer. But for 360 at least, under $15, Red Faction Guerrilla, Ghostbusters, $9, Transformers, $9.
Yeah, Transformers is worth $9.
Godfather 2, Left 4 Dead, Original, Fight Night, Round 4, Fuel, Overlord 2, Bionic Commando, Velvet Assassin, and many more. Free shipping, under $15.
Wow.
Not a bad deal.
That's,
And you know what?
That's
that
really
concludes the game deal segment. Yeah.
Save a little for a rainy.
I love it. That plays in my head every night before I go to bed.
Bam!
that reminds you to save money.
It just comforts me.
Now you'll notice this week I didn't do Rock Band because it's country. Again, Rascal Flatts, right?
Oh, you know what? Oh, I hate Rascal Flatts because I had to do a guide.
I know who that is.
I had to do a guide for the game Cars. Okay, so I'm writing a strategy guide for basically a game that plays itself because, if you're losing a race, everyone in front of you mysteriously slows down. Cars, based on the Pixar film.
Pixar's Cars, Chris.
Pixar's Cars. Yeah, basically, I'm writing a guide for a game you can't lose at. But there's a Rascal Flatts song in it, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was Rascal Flatts, and over and over and over.
Speaking of great music, I'm so glad Limp Bizkit has made a triumphant comeback on our podcast.
When you were talking about Creed being from your hometown, I was almost pointing out that Limp Bizkit is from my hometown, Jacksonville, Florida.
And I made a little remix using an 8-bit version of Break Stuff that closed up the second segment, because I found the a cappella version of a Limp Bizkit song, and it really fucking...
I can't wait.
Your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit letting shit slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
I fucking loved it. I love the isolated David Lee Roth. This is
it's so bad.
Almost better.
I think you better quit talking that shit, punk. So come and get it.
We were in the office making fun of just like these terrible bands, and I posted like the most replies I ever got on Twitter. I just posted.
You just posted the word Nickelback.
I just posted the word Nickelback, and I got like 20 replies, and then after that I'm like, Creed. And then we were joking going up for a smoke. We were like, I want Nickelback and Creed and Limp Bizkit and POD to do a tour together.
Oh, to do like a...
It would just be the doucher of musical
the douchette. The douchette. Here's just, let me burn off these Limp Bizkit a cappella clips, because they're awesome.
I feel like shit. My suggestion is to keep your distance. 'Cause right now I'm dangerous. Right now I'm dangerous.
Oh man, loses any power it once had.
Just sounds like a confused child in his bedroom.
I know how sad he sounds in the beginning.
Oh, seriously, I'm threatening.
He feels like shit. What's this one?
Give me something to break. I hope you know I pack a chainsaw. What?
Kilimanjaro.
A chainsaw. What? A motherfucking chainsaw. What?
Spectacular.
Skin your ass raw.
I never did that. I was gonna. It's too late now. It's too late now. It's too late now. Community segment. Guess what? Guess who's not here? Who usually?
Brettobot.
Brettobot. Last week, we ask a question of the week every week at Games Radar. You can answer in the Games Radar forums. GamesRadar.com/forums. Yes. If you go to GamesRadar.com, there's a giant tab that says forums.
Oh.
That is the one requirement that you know how to read to find the forums. But last week, I wish Ryan was here, because that was an epic crossover. We asked, in honor of Seth coming on and regaling us with Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, a game I love and support, what crossover would you like to see? A lot of people said Gears of War and Portal. I have no idea why.
Other than that doesn't make any sense.
Other than we all like those games. Can you blind fire a portal gun? Maybe.
I'm taking cover behind this block, but there's a portal in it.
Oh man, could you imagine like one-on-one, like quick time portal battles? Yeah.
Just imagining chainsawing someone through a portal.
But I love these entries.
Violent sex.
So many people made great art, and we're gonna show it on the 87 page. A bunch of your art. Levi said Metroid versus Mega Man got to me. Ravenpalm, Axis versus Capcom. What? It's great. Nighthawk 205. We'll get to you in a second, Mister. Assassin's Creed versus Mirror's Edge. So like not even like a fighting game, but like a mashup of both.
Those would work. Yeah.
I couldn't. That would be a fantastic Renaissance Italy first person.
Well, actually, what would be a cool reveal is that that in the current future times that Desmond Miles lives in, that's also the same city as Faith in Mirror's Edge.
It kind of like when he's in the lab, it kind of looks like it. So.
When you barely see shit outside of it.
Hank Neokef said Final Fantasy versus Shin Megami Tensei.
I saw that one, and that was a personal favorite of mine. Yeah, I really, because he's really just, going for the home team there is what I'm doing, because I can't, two obscure RPGs fighting each other, of course. Well, okay, Final Fantasy's not obscure. Yeah, all right, fuck off.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's nut butter. Mentioned something on I forget what he said exactly, but he mentioned something along the lines of LucasArts Universe game, which really intrigued me.
Yeah,
Monkey Island, Grim Fandango, all those guys walking around together.
I was with Star Wars and Indiana Jones being there too.
Yeah, maybe LucasArts.
Willow.
I mean, oddly enough, I bet that's the easiest thing for the Lucas to put in a game.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. Yeah, I don't think I imagine it's harder to get Grim Fandango in there. Black Element 17 said Adult Swim versus Capcom. Which I almost excluded anything that said versus Capcom, but he had a picture of Orpheus versus Dante, which really brought a smile to my face. Crosshair 89 killed, nearly brought me to my knees with Smash Brothers versus Kingdom Hearts. Those are too many beloved characters. I wouldn't be able to take that. I wouldn't be able to hurt a single one. Tiger Claws photoshopped a nice Thundercats versus Tales of Symphonia.
God, I haven't thought about Thundercats in a while.
2 Girls, 1 Cup of Sorrow predicted Games Radar versus NeoGAF. Now, hey, look.
Hey, wait a minute.
We're not going to make a game out of that, and I have no idea what your staff would look like at NeoGAF. Dutch made some horrific photoshops that I dare not speak of, but I thought a billion new users came in to sign up just to answer this forum. Like a lot. Really? So what I'd like to do, since you have your computer closed, Tyler, you wheel over here. Usually while Brett reads off the new users, I annoy him with sound effects.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I get to take the helm here?
I'm going to read off the new users.
Oh, this is
no.
fun.
Here's your mouse. Here's your mouse.
Oh, I got a mouse?
There you go. You hit only these. All right. Wait, not yet. I'm not ready. Not ready. No, come on. Don't waste those. New users banned. That doesn't bode well.
Banned?
His name is Banned.
What does he want to be?
Say hello to. All right. Vulgar 1604.
Yeah.
Gunslinger 26.
No.
I'm hot for ya. Splunchkin. Badger Fan 993. Theraflu Pants, who said Shadow of the Colossus versus Shin Megami Tensei, and that intrigued me.
Yeah. Oh,
X-Rock.
Engage.
Wazzle.
Engage.
Echo Knight. Yeah, all right, that was a long one.
Never ends.
All right. J Drummer.
Number 1.
Exactly. You are number. What is J Drummer, Tyler?
Number 1.
That's right. DD Hurricane. I suppose. Beast 11. For your thoughts. Inappropriate, who did Warner Brothers versus Studio Ghibli.
Did you like it?
I did. Ewok 13. Z-Man 10894.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. The Sugar Ray.
You stupid.
Hey, be nice to the Sugar Ray. He's named after one of the greatest bands in history. Mechanical Grape said Life Force versus Paxandu. Torshik, Tire Fang, Diamos.
Toad, one!
Flick 74.
Perfect.
Jesus.
Perfect.
Chainsaw Hacksword. Sideways Derby. Ace Attorney versus Star Trek. Bongzilla. Kurodo 12. Whipped Cream Cloud. Hardly Birdman. Saggy Camel Balls. The Disagree. Joe Clark. Mean Green Larry Jean. Paragon, who said made a phenomenal Halo Kitty.
Oh yeah, that was good.
BMR Skate.
Say hello
to. Hey, you're what? You're. No, BMR Skate. Give him something better than that. There you go. The opposite. All right, and last but not least, give him a little introduction.
A little introduction? How about... No, that's not an introduction. All right, here's a little introduction.
Figure this out. You're boring Hank.
This is a very long list.
Engage.
All right, Trav McNasty and the High Five Jam Solution.
That was a good name. I like that.
Really rolls off the tongue.
That was a good one to close.
Get away from my machine. Get away from my machine!
I'm hitting the
Oh, man.
You created a monster.
Oh, I'm totally going to host one day, and that's all you're going to have.
Oh, man.
You'd have to have Chris, Michael, and Brett.
New UseRars.
All right.
Those were new UseRars. A lot last week. I hope to see more this week.
New UseRar is you.
Because, Brett's not here.
We can do whatever we want.
That's right. The parents are out of town. Let's have a party. I saw a great article, if you can call it that, on Vice's website. Vice Link.
Yeah.
What was it? Fashion male models with boners.
Yes.
And I wanted to impose a very serious question to everybody.
Okay.
A very serious question.
What game characters would you like to see with boners? Wait, why is everybody laughing?
All right, okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Right, let's go with
Why
this.
is everybody laughing?
I'm sorry.
No. What game characters you would like to be? You can describe the boner.
Well, all right.
Or why you'd like the boner. I know I prefer pictures. They get showcased.
They do.
Should you make a picture with a boner? I'm not saying you have to make a picture, but if you did, make it fucking good. I want the shading and the shadowing, the linear perspective to be just so.
Yeah.
What game character would you like to see with a boner?
I'll go first. Jesus,
I forgot we had to answer this.
Yeah. That's what the question of the week is.
This is what happens when mom and dad are out of town. Michael and Brett are on a vacation together in the Bahamas.
So
took some time off from the kids.
Michael and Brett are getting married in Massachusetts.
Well, I would I wouldn't like to see boners on any animal type people like Sonic characters that don't wear pants, so you wouldn't see it tinting their pants. You just see a boner.
No dick in these.
Oh, in the images, just pant tents.
Potential images.
Yeah, pant tents. That's what the issue.
Pants tents.
So, Mario
could have a
is
boner, right?
What?
Bubsy could have a boner, right?
No, he only wears a shirt.
Yeah, but what if it's like that big? It's kind of hanging there, and what if it accentuates his exclamation point by laying out?
Well, you'd still see his balls,
just under
though.
his neck.
Like his balls would be hanging
No,
out.
see, Hank, when I get an erection, the skin from my balls is absorbed into what's necessary to make for the hard dick. So my balls shrink.
I see.
They become tight little ping pong.
Well, so anyway,
they're delicious. They really are.
Mario is wearing the pants, so and I think ones with enough like looseness to them that it can make an interesting tent in his pants.
I gotta say, your constant devotion to this Mario guy is weird. Why don't you pick like a real game?
Well, all right. I was gonna say one that wouldn't be good would be Master Chief, because with the molded plastic, like even if he got a boner, you wouldn't know it. But
yes,
unless he has such a powerful cock.
But that is the point of this quizzical question of the week. What kind of strong boner could break through armor like that? Spartan armor.
Master Chief must have a pretty awesome boner.
What would he have to experience to have a boner that hard?
The guy's seen everything. Battle on every planet, the hottest aliens you could ever imagine in any Mass Effect.
What would give him that big of a boner?
Seriously. The guy's got to have something to live for. I mean, if you think about it, he's got to be fighting for something.
Stimulate him with fruit.
Yeah, Cortana, you think?
Well, yeah,
she's not even real.
She doesn't do it for me. Well, yeah, she's just kind of like a Tron hologram.
Yeah, but I mean, if she's inside his suit, maybe she can stimulate the inside of his suit. You know,
I like the way this is going.
Yeah,
she's inside him.
Yeah. Think about that.
Yeah.
You know how Rayman's limbs aren't attached? Really? Mm-hmm. You know, they're just kind of floating. Does he just have a floating?
That's a good idea. What if he did have a floating little head?
But again, this is off of the boners inside of pants.
Oh, right.
This is against that. Let me say one more that I think would be funny to see would be the very serious Nico Bellic cover image of him and then a boner in his pants. That would be pretty funny.
Nico Bellic.
Yeah. But again, also I think he's almost been rendered impotent by this horrors he's seen. He just doesn't feel anything anymore.
That and his predator cousin. Probably ruined women for him.
But maybe his cousin told him that, some speed, it's actually Viagra, hence the boner.
Yeah, what if he does...
I got the blue pills, cousin.
What if he does meet the special someone? Exactly.
I look at the TTs, it does nothing anymore.
You know what gives Nico Bellic a boner? Same thing that gives me a boner. The American dream.
Oh.
The American dream.
Well, what... So you guys talk about your boners.
Well, I would like to see
I once killed
the kid from Boy and His Blob I would like to see Macaulay Culkin from the Home Alone game.
That would make the Blob standing next to him
the lead character in Rascal, and you know what? I think I'd like to see what kind of thunder Banjo's rocking. More importantly, I'd like to know what sound Rare would designate for it.
Give one to Bayonetta, the girl.
Yeah,
I want to see a Lara Croft boner.
Oh,
yeah. All right.
Or alternatively, Star Fox boner. I think
that is a good idea.
Yeah.
Does it wear headphones all the time for no reason?
Probably.
Yeah?
Can his boner talk to Slippy?
And I don't know. And then also they wear pants, so that works within the anthropomorphic.
Or what's his nuts from Jet Grind Radio? Is his bone raw cell shaded?
Good question.
Well, yeah, actually going back to your train of thought, there could, speaking of cell shaded, you could do Link from Wind Waker.
There are so many bone raw possibilities. Question 71 has to be the most popular. One I really like. Here's how I envision it: Kirby. And you see the picture, and you know how you tell Kirby has a boner? You don't. It looks exactly the same. Kirby is a walking boner. He's the embodiment of id.
But I think with guys who wear molded plastic suits like Shepard or Master Chief, I think it is just like, when you're wearing like really tight pants and you get a boner, it just kind of is stuck in place and it's kind of uncomfortable, I
understand that.
Yeah, I mean, do they? I mean, you figure with armor of that sort, you'd have to have some boner room,
something like that, like possibly a boner scoop welded into the middle of the suit.
Yeah, you have to assume the possibility of a boner.
They have to give it breathing room, and also if they're mass produced, they have to give breathing room just for like different people with different packages.
This is true. Well, I'm so glad Brett and Michael aren't here. This is one of the more fascinating.
Well, I was going to say
no, they wouldn't let us talk about this.
Please, Hank, go.
Well, yeah, I was going to say maybe it's just like, the woman's mouth and the men's penis thing.
Why was that so hard for you?
I don't know.
The thing with the
what? I heard they can't.
Not off of boners, just off of that subject.
Yeah, so boners inside of sculpted outfits. I don't know if that would.
I think that's. I'm going to link to the original article.
Well, have you ever worn I've never worn like a wetsuit. What's it like? How does your boner fit in that? Like if you were to get a boner.
Oh, you're asking the wrong guy. This is we call him Scuba T over here. Scuba Tyler.
Me? I would say, show me tails with a boner, but I've used Google image search before.
Yeah, no. To be honest,
unfortunately, the entire country of Japan beat you to the punch.
For asking for any character with a boner, seeing it this already exists, like any art for this character.
Yeah. I did not ask for a picture. I just asked to answer the question.
Okay.
Whether we showcase it or
not.
Well,
I think we've given them a really good guide on what to do with...
and no more boner conversation.
I have no views.
This boner conversation has killed my boner for the next 2 weeks.
I disagree. I have completely filled up down here. This is definitely
getting lightheaded now.
It's definitely
the circus is coming to town.
This is a DEFCON 4 erection. I should
we'll turn
probably
around if
empty
you need
it.
some time.
I wanted to thank a couple people in the community. The TalkRadar Wii Remote said he just sent me after bitching for a second about Apple. He sent me all this information on how to jailbreak my iPhone.
Wow,
fascinating! And as soon as I break my contract, I may take you up on that. And this was sent to us by Junkie Fresh. Firstly, thank you. I am 28 years old. I am a dork. I am a longtime listener of one of our competing podcasts, but your podcast has made the aforementioned show nearly goddamn intolerable. Not that I don't understand why they stay on the safe side of the line, but it's just boring, almost to the point of tedium. Also, the new site design update. I've been spending much less time on blank.
This is getting kind of specific.
I stumbled onto
now,
Radar
via
FARC. Dude, every video game website has gotten a redesign.
Okay, all right, that's true.
And yes, hopefully we won't be far behind. I stumbled on the Radar via FARC.com link in Christmas of 08, and there have been avidly listening and visiting the site ever since. If I remember correctly, there was a top 7 where someone referred to Link as a fag.
Whoa, what?
Maybe the
I
UK.
hope not.
Me too. I am offended by words,
Well-
which I had never seen on a gaming site. I knew I was at home here. I am in the civil engineering field, and the days can be quite long. I have always looked forward to Mondays, as they were the first working day that TDar became available via iTunes. I love the length, I love the references, which I am somehow happy to be old enough to place, and the dynamic of the show is incredible. I regret not sending you this message when you folks were pleading for feedback around the time the economy crashed. I'm glad somebody tied that in,
Yeah.
like when we were like really desperate, is when we were all thought we were gonna starve.
Basically, yeah.
I feel much safer now.
To the
Thanks,
powers
Obama.
that be, long live TDar and Radar in general. Your articles and features, for the most part, are completely immature and riddled with dark humor, which causes me to visit the site every day around 6 p.m. Eastern to check in with the new smut I can enjoy each and every business day. They are also brilliant and well-written. Super reviews are top-notch. Everybody rest easy. Thank you.
I
Thanks
feel better.
all concerned. And
That's
I want to thank.
That was very
I
nice.
just saw on the TalkRadar wiki a couple of our guys in the
forgot about
forums.
that.
A couple of our guys created an entire wiki page detailing the events of every article. I think the appearance of everybody who's ever been on the show.
It's insane. I don't know how they. We don't deserve this.
It definitely is like
we do.
I thought it was the highest compliment.
Yeah.
Until I read my bio page.
Oh dear.
Let's start with Hank.
Oh, wait a minute.
Let's start with Hank.
All right.
And some of this stuff I don't. Okay, there's a section for fictional characters. Some of who I don't remember. I do not remember Apple Pie Stevenson, otherwise known as Apple Pie Hitler Stevenson. He is from the southeast United States, but unlike Johnny Ridgeback, who also has a link, who I think is a Native American character.
I forgot about that.
He is used for topics like U.S. foreign policy and has extreme caution for all things Muslim.
Wow, I don't remember this at all.
Here, hosts with the mostest. Like, everybody has a page here. I'm glad
All right,
maybe
so
Ryan
what-
McCaffrey will get a page at this
What
point.
did you say about what's on my page?
Oh, here you go,
I read
Hank.
it in it.
Hey now, Hank Gilbert. Hank, in quotes, the motherfucking tank.
Yes.
Gilbert is one badass dude. He rocks the brew and a light gun in his hand while wearing some David Caruso-esque sunglasses.
Yes.
Deep down inside, Hank is a straight-up balls-ass nerd from the streets of Jacksonville. A real nigga who spits mad rhymes like no other. He has an extensive knowledge of comic books and anime. He boasts of such trivial but oh-so endearing factoids on his occasional podcast segment, Hake's Corner. In his free time, he enjoys racial slurs on bathroom walls. He pays no mind to society's rules and interjects his own flavor of badassery into the workplace. Hank Gilbert is a real American hero.
Oh, wow.
That is absolutely accurate in every way.
Yes.
I love it.
Would you like to read yours, Tyler?
Oh, sure. Mine's a bit long. I'll read some choice excerpt. Well, it starts off, a.k.a. Christopher Walken. I don't even know what they're talking. Anyway,
crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I am the only TalkRadar host not from the U.S., from Canada. That is true. That is true. Where it gets not true I was in fact in an Oregon Trail 2 focus group. It did not actually make me curious about the USA. I was already in the USA, and I believe Canada was not under an oppressive government. I think I did not.
You would think that.
Yeah,
that's what they told you to think.
Apparently,
it's not so bad.
They've discovered that my parents are divorced.
Wow.
But they've said it's because one of my parents was a spy, which may or may not be true.
She worked at GamePro.
No, that's
a
step.
I did work at the Winchester Mystery House. I got that right. I was not a tour guide. If I said that, I was drunk. Apparently, Canadians speak like Russians and have maple syrup parties. I don't remember saying that. I was drunk.
Are so many people updating this?
Also, we should say what we're reading now might not be what's on it when you're listening.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I kind of want to spur people
I don't want
go
to.
look at it
Go
and
ahead.
change.
Say whatever you want about me.
I tried to go update something because there's for every when you go in the forums and you want to know what bit something happened in, they list every single show.
It's amazing.
And some of the highlights of what has happened. Like, way better than the Compendinarium does. But what I'd like is you link back to the Compendinarium. Maybe that'll provide a little bit of traffic to the bosses to keep this thing going.
Yeah, could you maybe... anyway,
throw us a bone.
That's fine. I do lean left politically.
Nighthawk 2000,
right.
Nighthawk 205, I think I've seen doing a lot of this stuff, and I really appreciate it. I see Turbo, El Pork Romination, One Winged Antista, Force 22X.
I did, in fact, wrestle submarines when I was on the swim team. That is true. And me and Chris were bitter enemies at one point. Do you
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
During your last relationship.
It made us enemies.
Wow, wait a second. Let me get to Brett. Brett is from Southern Illinois. He learned English from coloring books and worked in the salt mines of Toys R Us for 5 years. During these 5 years, he developed a well-known crippling fear of Teletubbies. He started around June 18th, 1999. Since he said that Tarzan came out when he started working at Toys R Us. Notable features: a victim of both Tourette's syndrome and dissociative identity disorder. Brett sometimes makes random outbursts of happiness in the middle of the podcast when regressing to his 16-month-old self, an unfortunate tendency that has garnered Brett's sympathy among listeners.
Baby laugh.
Oh, that's not the baby laugh. As also a self-loather, Brett tends to wrongfully discredit himself, often with phrasing like, I don't know, or whatever, after making a point.
What you guys can't see is him brushing his hair aside as he says that.
It's actually in the picture, is a picture of his hair brushed aside. But Brett is also a masochist, forcing himself to write primarily about the Nintendo Wii, a console he hates about as much as a 16-month-old can hate. He has a pinched nerve in his back. Weak point that can be attacked for massive damage. Was murdered and replaced by an android from the future and who forgot about the Beatles. He also tends to say a lot during podcasts, and they have a link to the MP3.
I would like to read a little bit about Charlie Barrett.
And now, a word from Mr. Elston.
Oh God.
I remember that was from one episode that Twitch Shark put together. Yeah, Zeldatsus allegedly calls his dick and balls the Triforce.
Brett has a lot of uhs and ums and
my favorite Brett noise is when he laughs at something like that was fun. I know Brett read something that made him laugh.
Michael Raparez says he has more angry comments directed towards him than any other editor at TalkRadar, solely because he's a PlayStation editor. He has the rape record for saying rape 8 times in a single podcast.
All right, wait a minute.
Often referred to as this is on the internet. I'm quoting something here. Often referred to as Wikiparez due to his increasing knowledge of random facts. In fact, some theorize that he knows every piece of information in the world but tones it down for the sake of TDar. Has a mighty beard. The mustache portion has been known to fly off and save people from drowning in bodies of water. A staunch grammar Nazi, he enjoys punk music. He is prone to yelling "shut the fuck up" to his fellow hosts. Owner of a now infamous T-shirt featuring Pac-Man Ghost, to which Tyler Wilde expressed hostility. Raparez then replied, "There, Pac-Man Ghost, you son of a bitch." Michael is an avid collector of video games. He owns over 120,000 games.
Does he?
Including 3 copies of Blitzball League, 9 copies of Superman 64, and every Wii Party game ever invented. He has yet to play a PS3.
I thought they would say all unopened.
Michael has a major boner for Altair from Assassin's Creed. Ugh. It is widely believed that Ubisoft paid Michael 40 minutes of private time with Altair's character model for a perfect 10 review score. Michael currently denies this, but admits that Microsoft paid him $1 million to give the PS3...
No, that's $1 billion.
$1 billion to PS3 exclusive Infamous a 7 out of 10 score. However, he had no control over the Killzone review, which Michael wished to reward with a 6 despite never playing the game. While people think Michael Raparez's life is an amazing due to lots of his Microsoft money, there's one condition: he had to watch every single UA Bowl movie. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to me.
Wait, didn't you want to read Charlie?
Charlie can read his next week. Motherfucker. I am, because mine was weird, and it's even longer now that I've clicked on it. God damn it. Considered the father of the podcast, because we've got more podcasts than anybody. Some personal life stories, pissed on his shirts, drawers, and bowls when he's drunk, and the next day wears them to work. I did that like 3 times in my life. But leave it. It's
more
funny.
than most.
I love. That's what I love about it. It makes my life sound way more exciting than it is. As a young kid, he was a little shit. Way to pass judgment. At the age of 15, he shoplifted Donkey Kong Country 3 from a Walmart. Brett saw that and is like, okay, when you were 15, Donkey Kong 3 wasn't out yet. Like, is that what you took away from this whole wiki experience? The result ended with Chris being beaten and raped by cops with nightsticks and mace in the face and hands. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Won't tell you which ones. When he wasn't shoplifting, he was fapping loudly in a special chair, only to forget that his mom and grandpa heard the whole thing. Though liking to brag about shitting, burping, and fart exploits, he is shy about taking massive dumps in public restrooms with people around. Shit shy.
He is very shit shy.
And he possessed shit mittens for a short period of time. Podcast, what, 2022? Can't remember. Chris Antista has fart stories that are second to none. Thank you. His feats include wacky sound effects, farting in front of a pregnant woman, popping in Auschwitz, which involves multiple farts and exiting an elevator when hotboxing at least 2 people. Unlike other people at work, at least 75% of his co-workers and also Twitter followers have seen his balls. I'm not that sensitive.
His balls were on my shoulder.
In college, Chris Antista was a Chinese food delivery boy. In that time you witnessed a dog shit and blah, 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 blah. I'll skip past all this and go to notable features. Excels at flatulence and telling tales of said flatulence. Is presumably the only person alive to have a self-titled perfume that mimics the scent of freshly baked pizza. They did it again! I do not smell like pizza.
I was waiting.
Pizza smells like pizza.
Stop it! No!
I was waiting for that shoe to drop.
It's funny because your name rhymes with it.
I just when I first read this, it started out. Chris Antista is a flawed individual.
I think
and by the way, my girlfriend read that and without me knowing.
Wow. Did she post that herself?
No,
I know.
Prefers the European, Eastern European men. Is the supreme overlord. Represented the Xbox 360 in the consoles war SmackDown. Shane Patterson, dearly departed, representing the PS3.
That was good.
Prolific in-house voice actor. All right, we are done with that. I really love this, guys, and I want as many as you to update it. I want it to be as robust as possible. I really want this thing to catch on. My boss is yelling at me for it not being bigger, and I don't really understand because, I feel
we've grown a lot, people.
I feel we've grown a lot. You guys like it a lot. I'm having so much fun doing it.
And now, and we're counting down to numero 100.
But yeah, podcasts. Who knows if they're on the agenda? Oh, I'm the voice of Duke Lombardi, Bonsoir, the Norwegian King of Names, Alf Pacino, David Lee Roth, and Randy Newman, and a champion of Dick Jenga.
I'm just laughing at memories right now. This is so lame. Maybe I've been listening to too many comedy podcasts, but I think we should do more characters on that.
All right. We'll try. We'll work on one next week. We'll workshop.
I at least want to get one tiny bit of Charlie Barrett in here.
Give me one tiny bit.
Here's a bit. Currently, Charlie Barrett and Chris Antista are trying to conceive a butt baby. Chris Antista is most likely to birth the baby.
You know what? You have to cite which episodes these came from. I have no idea if I haven't said that.
Charlie recently traveled back in time to become a Filipino boat boy.
All right. Let's get the hell out of here. I don't know what I'm working on next week.
I'm going to the UFC in Las Vegas.
Oh. What?
Nothing. Just suddenly that was a new Hank Gilbert I had never experienced before.
I'm the video game fan.
I'm the prettiest girl at the UFC event. Look at me.
I'm here.
Yes.
But yeah, they're gonna unveil the cover and perhaps it'll at least show gameplay, and then I get to go to see UFC 109, which has a main event that I'm interested in, and then some other stuff I'm not so interested in.
Nice.
And then also next week, a game turns 20, a game that I maybe wear lots of T-shirts about that game, including one right now, but you can't see that T-shirt.
And I am hoping to keep my job. And
good idea.
I think that's just taken as read for all of us.
I think we're going to close out. Why don't we close out with the ending song, Explosion Man?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Explosion Man. Do, 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 do,
I think you better quit talking that shit, punk. So come and get it.